Alright. Hello, fellow viewers, and welcome back to yet another edition of Wild Wednesday. And I was thinking that we should start where we left off last time. So that would be underwater. And hola, Classic, how you doing? Already there quite early. Good luck. Thank you, darling. So we are in German it's called Zeneroville. Is it Pacific Town, I think, in no, that's the other that's the one with the logs that's on the water next to the current. Oh no, wait, it's Sutopolis City, isn't it? Okay, so this is Route 126, which has the exact same wild Pokemon as Route 124 underwater. So what you do is first set the correct profile if you have multiple profile, then encounter type, select surfing, and then you scroll down until you see underwater. So there's either Route 124 or Route 126. So select that, and what do we get? Either Clamperl, which I already have enough, Chinchou, and Relicanth. So I'm going to try to get either a Chinchou or a Relicanth today. So I'm gonna save here, and I mean the gender ratio is, I don't really care. The delay is gonna be 261 because we are, well, I mean, does this count as outside? I guess the game counts it as outside, so that's what I do. Hey there, Ahmed, how you doing? Welcome back to the stream. That almost sounded like I said scream, but I was meant to say scream. No, oh Jesus, forget what I just said. I meant the opposite. I said scream, and obviously I was not meant to say scream. I wanted to say stream. Okay, so Chimchou I wouldn't get without a synchronizer, and I have both synchronizers with me. So I think I'm going to try for a quirky one first, since they give me slightly earlier frames. See? Oh, that's exactly the one that I used in the Safari Zone. So I don't even need to change the frame. It's all already set and out to work. Great. So I'm gonna save again, and then I'm gonna hunt for the first one, which is going to be hopefully a shiny. Well, this as a shiny. Let's go. If my voice should strain, it's because I did singing exercises again. That's why my voice has been maybe a bit more coarse than usual, but until now I think it's just normal. Right, so you do this exact thing. You have to have a Pokemon in the party that knows Sweet Scent. And then what you do is, once the timer hits 0, you have to click Sweet Scent at the exact same time. So that's a 60th of a second. Not a lot. That's why they call it a frame perfect input. Really needs to be perfect. But of course I could still by accident hit frame 13,745. Which would still give me a quirky male. I mean, they are all of these three that I'm highlighting here, they are identical. I mean, they're what's called PID clones or frame clones. I'm doing well. I have beaten all 7 gym leaders so far in Emerald. Oh, that's nice. Is there one more gym leader and well as the champion? Well, that's the city I just exited, so that's Sutopolis City. That's where the last gym leader is. And I do think it's interesting that in Emerald they made the last gym leader of Ruby and Sapphire. He became the new champion. Although I do know of a lot of people being upset that it wasn't Steven. So make of that what you will. I mean, I cannot scroll and you don't see it on the the program OBS. The way I've cut it doesn't go that far, but I do have other frames below this one. So that would be starting at 41,978, but that is way too long of a wait time, so I'll never use them. I mean, I think 5 minutes is already... I think that's more than that will probably be a bit tedious, to be fair. Of course, there's things you can do, options you can take to shorten the time or to skip frames. But in Emerald, for example, you can do the battle video method in order to reach very far frames without having to wait, 1 week in game time. That would be insane. Want to say I hate how Pokemon I have to talk and go around the map to know what to do the next game sometime isn't very clear. Yeah, I do know what you mean. That has been a problem with Pokemon for a while now, I would say. I mean, it's not as bad anymore, although the modern Pokemon games have other problems and issues that I'm not really a fan of. Of course, you're not a fan of issues usually, but yeah, I think they just need a larger game design team. That's what they need. That's a normal Clown Pearl. I don't need that. So the Espeon is adamant and the Umbreon is quirky. And since they both have synchronized, that's why I can use them to get shiny frames I usually don't get. Because when you saw it before, should I click synchronize twice and it resets back to none? And I hit generate, that's where it tells me, okay, you can only have a shiny Chinchou the normal way without a synchronizer on frame 41,986. That's just way too long to wait. I think it's about 10 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. I could check this now, but the Eontimer is running, so I don't. And Relicanth, I would actually get a Relicanth without a synchronizer, but I do think I will keep the synchronizer around because I click Adamant and generate, I'll get more, at least 2 more frames. And Adamant is just a better, it's a better nature for Relicanth. But yeah, for now, it's quirky. I couldn't even get as you can see, I hit generate, I changed the synchronized tab to quirky, and I cannot get a quirky shiny Relicanth. That's just my game with the dry battery is unable to produce that. So that would, I mean, probably if I add a 0 here and I click generate, yeah, okay, but that would be frame 263,920, and that's just, I don't know how long that wait is, but that's just ridiculous. So I'm probably never, unless I use a battle video method, but Clam Pearls on the other hand are a dime a dozen. So many, especially with the quirky synchronizer, then you always get a couple more. But I don't want a shiny Clam Pearl. I already got multiple on stream, so it's a Chinchou I want, and the Relicanth. So far my team is okay. I can say Shroomish and Swiolo. You mean Swallow? And Gyarados and fully evolved Mudkip and Solrock and God of War. Yeah, that's a pretty good team. Fully evolved Mudkip would be a Swampert. Shroomish is also a pretty good Pokemon to use to catch other Pokemon or more Pokemon, because should you what level? At one late level it learns Spore, which is the best sleep inducing move in the game because it doesn't miss. Usually it doesn't miss. That's why Rosina, my trusted Smeargle, has it as well. And I gave Francisco something else. I gave him Yawn, but that's just in case someone uses a move that seals my moves. Even though the likelihood of that occurring is really low, but in that case, this is pretty much bulletproof. Okay, let's see if this was correct. No. So yeah, the timing has to be perfect twice, which is definitely doable. And if you really compare how many shinies you can get by using this method, and you use it as in you compare the metric shinies caught per hour of gameplay, then RNG manipulation gives you so many shinies. If you're really good at the timing, then I mean, I have so many shinies now that I have to use Pokemon Box because I just can't store them all on my games. I really have to. I mean, there's also a lot of duplicates, right? But still, a shiny is a shiny, and I have so many now. I can't believe that I ever was going to say the sentence, I have so many shiny Pokemon that I have to use a storage game in order to properly store them all. So far I've been using both Surf with Rock Slide in 2 vs 2 battle. It's amazing. Yeah, Surf is really good in Generation 3. In Generation 4, unfortunately, Surf also hurts your companion Pokemon, which isn't a problem if it has Storm Drain or not Hydration, but H2O Absorb. Or is it Water Absorb? I do know that in German it's called H2O Absorber, which directly translates to H2O Absorber. And I mean, obviously H2O being the chemical formula for water. And Rock Slide, well, sometimes it misses at the exact point where you don't want it to miss, but there's attacks that are more infamous for missing at the most inopportune moments, like Focus Blast, which is commonly referred to in the fandom as Focus Miss, which I find a bit funny, but I do know what they mean. Sometimes it really misses when it shouldn't. Stone Edge is much worse, missing at crucial moments. I have a perfect attack IV. I think the English name is also Armaldo. One of the 2 fossil Pokemon in Generation 3 in Hoenn. And when that thing uses Rock Slide, there's not a lot that can withstand that, especially when I get a couple of sword stances to pull off. So if I pull off a couple swords, just one, then this bug fossil turns into a machine. Also the Metagross that I have, I mean, that is a good thing about my Ruby cartridge. I used a trainer ID method like the one used in one of I'm a Blissey's tutorials, and there's a specific trainer ID that gives you 3 perfect IVs, which is a lot. This is generation 3, so it's not known to give you the best IVs when it comes to RNG manipulating. So if you want that, then generation 4 is better. Okay, still not. Felt so bad when I have to beat Wally. This guy just breaks my heart, especially when you read his own background. You start to feel bad for him. I wish I could let him win and still move on. Oh yeah, Wally, the sick kid, yeah. With the green hair. But I mean, he's still not a bad trainer, right? Just because you're not the best doesn't mean you're bad. At least that's how I always viewed it. It was also pretty cute how your dad, at least in... I don't know how they translated it in English. I've actually never played Emerald or Ruby and Sapphire in English. I mean, I've played Pokemon in English before, but I don't know if that specific dialogue is also in the English version where his dad thanks you for being a friend to his sick kid. And that was pretty sweet. And Generation 3 were the first games where your rivals weren't hateable. Yeah, Silver and Blue, I mean, they are good rivals, right? But they do get your blood boiling, which I do think was the point. But to be fair, like I said before, I'm in other streams and videos, I'm not such a big fan of the humans in Pokemon. I'm much more interested in the creatures themselves. But he doesn't say sick kid? Ah, okay, what does he say then? I do remember in German, I think it was he's sick or weak or something like that. Actually, I think he was supposed to be a bit a kid with not the best immune system. Or maybe I could be wrong and I could be misremembering things. But sometimes I have noticed that some translations put more, not worth, but more of an accent on certain things than other translations do. That is very interesting, but I do think, I mean, sometimes it really depends, right? I've also noticed with, but that is a very, very specific case. With animes that got dubbed in German, sometimes they just say swear words in German, where the English dub would have never let that go past the radar. But in Germany, it's actually not that much of a taboo to say the S word in front, so S-H-I-T, in front of kids, or the a-hole and all that. They just straight out say that in German dubs of kids' TV shows. And no one bats an eye because it's not as much of a taboo, I guess, in Germany than it is in, in the US. Maybe I shouldn't... Oh, well, I mean, I did have a break. I always take a break of 2 days with vocal training. But they never coincided with streaming days. says in English, I'm very happy my son is a great friend like you. Thank you for being a good friend to Wally. Ah, okay, but that is still pretty sweet. Then again, maybe his mom says a comment like that, but then again, I'm not sure. But I do remember that in French it's almost the same. I'm also, I mean, I've mentioned this before, I'm working on a video which will come out not soon, but for Halloween this year. And all I will say is something like that, with a dub being more dark, let's say, or less child-friendly, I guess. Something like that will happen, because in that video I'll discuss not a show, but a movie that really, I mean, as a toddler, that just scared me to no end. Obviously now as an adult, not anymore, but yeah, I will discuss things that, for that Halloween video, that basically I'll discuss things that scared me as a child. Like a top 10 media trauma thing. So that would be another countdown. Haven't done these in a while. One thing I do develop my language is when I watch a movie or show, I use English dub or sometimes Spanish. Yeah, I mean, that is also a way you can learn a language, definitely. With Japanese, sometimes it's a double-edged sword, because some people don't know this, but in Japanese anime and media, the way the people talk is more, not trashy, but it's more street slang, or more, very casual and cool sounding, and not at all polite. Like, you usually don't speak to people in that Japanese as you don't speak to people in the Japanese that you hear from anime, because, especially not strangers, because that would be very rude. So that is kind of a problem when you try to learn Japanese and you watch shows, and you do understand some things that they say, but you have to remember you can't use that kind of style, because that would come across as super rude and arrogant, or just a general bully type. Not bully, but crass. Let's say crass. That is also a thing that you have to come to terms with when you learn, or should you learn, Japanese. They have two forms. One is polite and one isn't polite. And the one you usually hear is the not so polite one. So do keep that in mind. Okay, let's see. No. Used to get scared of closed doors. I have a story that shows how much I hate closed doors these days. I hate the open doors, so I overcome my fear. Oh, you overcame your fear. Well, that is really good. Closed doors, a story. I mean, that does sound like something happened. I mean, you don't have to disclose anything in my chat that you don't want to, right? But I do remember meeting a girl who was terrified of clocks. I didn't really understand why, but it was probably because something happened. Oh, excuse me. Something happened in relation to a clock that truly scared her. You know, so it's a trauma by association. But yeah, not to say I was scared of doors, I wasn't. Just, you make me think of that, Ahmed. As a child, I almost always slept with my bedroom door open, and sometime when I turned, I don't know, 8, 9, 10-ish, I suddenly really didn't want that, not for privacy reasons or anything, but I just got woken up by anyone who was in the who was outside trying to go to the bathroom, and that I wasn't a fan of that, so I closed the door. Now I prefer sleeping in a room when the door is closed. When before I preferred the exact opposite, but sometimes that happens, right? Even though sometimes a switch just flips in your mind and you suddenly prefer something else. Also, something that just magically changed about myself was before, when I tried to take a day nap, when I woke up I was more tired than before, so taking a nap like this would have been pointless, so I didn't do it. But since almost a year ago, suddenly I was able to do that, and I do that regularly now when I know I haven't slept well, and for example, I know that when I stream, usually I go to bed very late, so around midnight, and today I took a 1-hour power nap before the stream. There's also other streams where I took one, and I actually wake up being more awake and being more productive. And I don't know, there was absolutely no gradient transition from not being able to being able, but no, it's just a flip switched in a flip switched in my head. Yeah, a switch flipped in my head, and it just suddenly became like that. I have no idea why, but it's not a health issue or anything, and I'm actually pretty happy that I can do naps now. Short daytime naps too, or a siesta, as some Spanish people would say. Was never able to do that before, and then suddenly when I'm 29, out of the blue I can do it. No idea why, no explanation, but I'm taking it. Better than suddenly waking up and then your back hurts or something. No, so many people say, oh, you'll turn 30 soon, your back pain and here and there, and I don't know, I don't feel a day over 20, honestly, body-wise. I don't have more pain, my posture's actually really good compared to a couple of years before. And I also try to not overdo movements, and I take care of myself. It's not just the age. I mean, I think it's just a lot of people hit that proverbial wall, let's say, at 30, because they've been the way they've been living before. If you just take a lot of substances, let's put it like that, and you drink so much alcohol and you eat so much bad food, as in just fast food, and you don't move that much, well, that's gonna catch up to you at one point. So no wonder that they start having these problems at that age. But I didn't do these things, right? I also never really skipped sleep, because I just couldn't. When I don't get a good night's sleep, I'm a wreck. I'm a zombie. I just can't. I don't know how people do this. When I don't get my sleep, I just can't function well. I cannot fathom how people can sleep only 4 hours and still somehow be functional members of society. I just couldn't do that. But maybe that's because of my autism. I actually need to sleep a bit longer than the average person. One day I went back to school the house was closed. The door had a glass and was Scared so much that I broke the glass with my bare hand and stopped bleeding. I felt great relief. Ooh, you gotta be careful. Yeah, with glass that can really cut you deep in the flesh, and that can be really dangerous. Okay, do you know what the most popular color is in the Netherlands? That would be orange. They really like their orange. And then message retracted. Okay, was that a follow-up on the do you know what the most popular color in the Netherlands is? Or not? But yeah, I do think it's orange. Their national football or soccer, for you Americans out there, team is dressed in orange. It's the color of their monarchy as well. So I would say orange. They're known to like orange a lot. I mean, I've never seen that many guys in orange tracksuits as I did in the Netherlands. And now you're making me miss the Netherlands again. I have to go again, but you know, going there it's not for free. You gotta pay something. And right now I don't know if my car starts to have problems, but yesterday when I tried to turn the ignition on, it stalled, which was the first time my car ever did this. Weird. No, hopefully that will not be a big problem. Still no shiny. I did want to at least try to get the Chimchu or Relicanth tonight. If you guys want me to change routes, I'll do that. If this gets too boring or too stale, whatever. Okay, so grass. There was actually a route that I wanted to hunt on. I mean, Route 123 also has Gloom. Okay, I don't get a quirky Gloom early. I can forget about that. 41,000, nah. No, looks like Gloom is a thing for the Safari Zone. At least then I can get it. What about Shuppet? Oh, Shuppet I can get actually pretty early. Oddish I already have more than enough. Kecleon I also have multiple of these. Oh crud, I forgot what route it was, but there is definitely some routes that I also want to go back to, because I mean, Artisan Cave only has Smeargle. I already have a shiny Smeargle, being Rosina, right? But I can get another one. I don't have a quirky one. I do have the adamant one. That's this one. That is also what the IVs for Rosina are. Cave of Origin, I don't think I can go back, because that one is blocked once you catch the legendaries, as in Groudon, Kyogre, and Rayquaza or Rayquaza. Fiery Path, I already went. No shiny coffin. I mean, I do have one in Ruby. Right now I can't think of the route that I planned on. Oh yeah, Jack Pass is one of them. I mean, Numel I already have as a shiny. Machop as well, but I don't have a shiny Spoink. So that is one I will definitely want to try to get. Magma Hideout has Geodude, which I already have, but Graveler. Oh yeah, I do get a Graveler. That's very nice because when I think if I put synchronize at none, I don't get one. Oh, never mind, I do get one. Okay. But when I do Quirky, I get one frame earlier. Okay, that's very interesting. Meteor Falls, I mean Zubat and Solrock I already have. But yeah, Jack Pass, I have to keep that one in mind. Magma Hideout, I already went to. Meteor Falls, this. Okay, for a second I thought it was a shiny, but it's not. It's indeed the story why this color is that. Before Spain colonized the Netherlands, revolution happened thanks to someone called Orange. Now Orange is like a great leader in the history of Netherlands. Orange, you mean William of Orange? Yeah, that one. Oh, right, Mount Pyre. How could I forget about that? But yeah, Mount Pyre will give us, who knows, maybe I'll go to Mount Pyre after I'm done with the underwater here, or I go to Jack Pass. I mean, they're all gonna be done at one point, right? Until I get all the shinies that I can get. Or that would be interesting to get. When I go to Mount Pyre, I also can get Duskull. I do already have a shiny Duskull. 2, in fact. But Vulpix, I can get a quirky Vulpix shiny because that would also be interesting. The evolution would look really good as a shiny. And a Wingull, of course, as well, but I don't need a Wingull shiny. I already have one. If I'm not mistaken, I actually caught one on stream. Chimecho, I don't get a quirky Chimecho. That is a shame. Do I get an adamant one? Yeah, without synchronizer? No, okay. So yeah, Chimecho I don't have as a shiny yet. I always say yet. But I really would need a synchronizer to get Chimecho as a shiny, and then it's only one single frame. So yeah, Mount Pyre and Mount Pyre and Jagged Pass. Those are 2 that I. Okay, Magneton I'll check. Might as well check some so I know. Oh, I don't get any Magnetons. Not even quirky. Adamant, no. No synchronizer, no nothing. No shiny Magnetons. That's a shame. Electrode, Magnemite, and Voltorb. No, Electrode? I don't, but I mean, I could. Okay, I do get one when I use a synchronizer. That's why you always can check, or should check, because if I've forgotten about the synchronizer completely, then I would never realize that I can get other shinies as well. Petalburg Woods. Oh yeah, there's still some that I tried to get. Was it Silcoon that I got or Cascoon? Cascoon is the purple one, right? Yeah, okay. I still need a shiny Silcoon. I didn't get one last time. I got multiple shiny Cascoons, but not a single shiny Silcoon, because sometimes in Wild Wednesdays that happens. I managed to hit another frame multiple times. But that's the fun, right? Alright, so 10 seconds remaining. Let's see if this is the correct reset. This is the correct input. Okay. I mean, Route 101 only gives us the early game Mons. So that would be Wurmple, Poochyena, or Zigzagoon, which I all have as shinies already. A Rolls. Do I get a quirky Rolls? That would be... Aww. How unfortunate. Because if I would get a quirky Rolls, my quirky shinies here are male. So if I would transfer that one up to Generation 4, I would get the Gladiator evolution, which I only remember the German name now, Galagladi. What is the English name again? It's at the tip of my tongue, but for some reason my brain can't spit it out. Pokémon Emerald has some great characters that I felt had great potential, like Topies. Had it Latios and Tobias. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he had a Latios and a Darkrai. He's like the action replay kid. I mean, that was kind of, I don't know, usually don't really care about the anime, but I did feel really bad for Ash when he lost there, because that was pretty unfair, going against a Darkrai and a Latios. I mean, Latios okay, but Darkrai is one of the most noob Pokemon you could possibly have. Okay, so no Seedot with this save file, that's unfortunate, unless I use a battle video method. Route 103 doesn't give us anything more interesting. Neither does Route 104. 110 we already went, and we got the Minun and Plusle. So we're done with that. Route 111 has a Baltoy, which I don't have yet. And do I get an adamant one as well? Yeah. Fantastic. Cacnea I already have, but if I... all the others except Baltoy I already have, so... No, I'm always happy about more shinies. Let's see, about 115. What do we have? Jigglypuff I got. I even failed it, and then I got it again in the same stream, so that was good. Is it possible to get a shiny Rayquaza, and how can I get him? Should I save before I confront him? Yes, you should save before. So if you are playing it, I mean, if you play Emerald, does a message appear at the beginning of the game like it does with mine, where it says the battery has run dry, or is it not like that? But yeah, I would do that. Just save in front of the Rayquaza and then click on it, check if it's shiny. If it's not, reset. Maybe always because of the way the RNG works in Emerald, which is always broken, you should maybe wait some time intervals before clicking A, just to make sure. Hey there, human name, welcome back to the stream, how are you? May RNGesus bless thee. Yeah, I hope he does. I just assumed that RNGesus is male. Well, if this specific reset doesn't yield me a shiny, then I'll show. Yeah, okay. So yeah, Ahmed, if you click through the game and you start up the game, does this message appear? Something like this, saying that the internal battery has run dry. If yes, then you can try getting RNG manipulation done. Then you would have to figure out your secret ID, and then you could use the program Pokéfinder, just like I am, and then you would definitely get a shiny Rayquaza in a pretty fast or short amount of time. I mean, I did it live with my Pokemon Ruby. It's a video on my channel. It's live or success live shiny Rayquaza in Pokemon Ruby. Decent, still kind of annoyed from a debate I had with my maths teacher. Oh, a debate, or was it a dispute, or was it... I mean, you don't need to tell me anything, right? But hope it's not something that bothers you too much. Right, Route 116 is also a route that I want to go to because it has Skitty, and I think I can get Skitty, yeah. Okay, so with Adam, I can get a Adamant Skitty, but I cannot get a Quirky Skitty. Well, that's not a problem at all. Let's see. Yeah, Seedot I don't get. I think I just can't get a shiny Seedot in this with this save file unless I do what I thought. Volbeat I still don't have. Okay, so Volbeat wouldn't work unless I... Okay, yeah. Okay, so those are all locations I can keep in mind. What, your dad took your money and he tried taking your phone? Jeez, I'm so sorry to read this. But you know this is not legal, right? Who do you work for? Do you work for him or do you work for a... like externally? I mean, I can't really help you there, but this is not... I don't think this is legal even where you are from. So... Gee, I can't believe parents do that. When you're a parent, you're supposed to help your child, not do this. Oh, you're starting car wash in the summer. Why would your dad be opposed to you doing work? I would be if my teenage son was like, oh, I'm planning on doing a car wash in the summer to work to get some experience and money. I would be proud of him and not take that away. That's just... Ugh. Oh, I see, yeah. That is a really bad situation, unfortunately. I'm sorry, really I am, but... Growing up I was very smart, yet I never had any intentions to work hard on school. But that doesn't mean that I didn't become smart at any other things. I mean, yeah, intelligence also doesn't mean that you're just academically gifted. Because I can't hear him properly and often ask him what he said, he gets annoyed. Yeah, but didn't you say you had some hearing loss, right? So... I mean, I don't have hearing loss at all. I got that tested because I thought I had it. I just have sensory processing issues, so if you tell me something and there's someone is pouring themselves a fizzy drink, then I hear the fizzling, the sparkling of the drink. Sometimes I hear that as loud as the person talking. So I have to say, what? Excuse me, can you tell me that again? Can you say that again? Yeah, I mean, that's really unfortunate. That's all I can say. Okay, oops, no, that's not what I want to say. I go back here, and that's what we're hunting now. There we go. With not adamant, but quirky. There we go. Gotta figure out my own job. But, so he's opposed to you doing the car wash thing? I really don't understand that at all. I mean, I don't have the whole context, but knowing from what you wrote in the chat, I can probably think where or what his point of view, let's say, is. I made a formula for a thing on the spot in a test which was correct. Oh, wow. Really? That is that is actually very impressive, I have to say. You just use an incorrect input to the formula, okay, because of a previous mistake in the question. And then your teacher gave you smack for that? That reminds me, human name. I got a really bad mark on a math test once because I used another method that we didn't learn to get values of a function, and he marked 0 and he said, yeah, but you didn't use the method we were taught, and I was like, okay, but that is faster, but he didn't want to hear anything like that. What was the formula about, if I may ask? Maybe I know it. I think your father is wrong, but you should tell him for quit sometime, and I can tell you he would think about it and you will be back to normal. I mean, that is... I know what you mean, Ahmed, but sometimes some parents just aren't like this. Found this girl and we relate a lot. Oh, that's really nice. At least you got that, right? Recommended her to your stream because she's also a fan of Pokemon. Oh, thank you, Classic. It's very kind. But yeah, I can confirm that if you have someone you can really relate to and just be yourself next to that person, that really... it's really good for your mental health. I mean, I'm speaking from experience with my husband. We're basically on the same wavelength. And that really gave myself... really started to become much more self-confident after that. Ah, okay. Was a formula for the angle between two vectors. Yeah, I am aware there are multiple formulas. How do you RNG manipulate? I've tried, but I've never seemed to get it right. Hey there, Daniel R or Daniel R. Welcome to the stream. I mean, I am RNG manipulating by the first... I mean, there's a series of steps you need to follow first. Maybe you can tell me where you're at so I can help diagnose the problem. What you need to do first is to have a... in Generation 3 you have to have a cartridge where the battery has run dry. Live battery abuse also works, but it's super complicated and tedious, and I definitely don't do that for your first time RNGing. That would be a bit too much. So the first step that you need to do is figure out your secret ID. So either you can do a new save file while the battery is dry and reset, or RNG for a good trainer ID and secret ID combo, or you already have a save file that you don't want to delete. That's exactly the same case as I am here with my Emerald. This save file is older than my nephew, older than my niece, and I did not want to delete that one, so I did it the hard way. In that way, I went out in the wild and looked for so many random encounters until I got a shiny. And once I got the shiny, you have to train it to level 100 without EVs. So it shouldn't have any EVs, or at least if it has EVs, you should know what they are. And then you need to calculate with the stats, calculate its IVs. And if you have that, you can use that to determine the PID. And if you have the PID, you can determine what your secret ID is. So that's what I mean when I say I mathematically deduced what secret ID I have. And once you have that, you can use this program with the dark background that you see the pink mouse hovering above. This is Pokéfinder. It's free to download, and you put in a profile, you click what game it is, and then you input your trainer ID, which is on the card. and then your secret ID that you deduced, and then the program will automatically tell you what, when, where, what shinies there are, and that's how you RNG manipulate. So, for example, when I go to Route 126 and I go underwater, and I want a Chinchu as a shiny, so you have to, as shinies, select either star, square, or star/square. And I hit generate, I get, on these frames, I get a shiny, and the delay is just, well, that's a whole other thing, but that's because I use Sweet Scent to initiate the battle. So I do know exactly at this frame, if I copy this into Eontimer, and I try to hit the, I get the timing correctly with resetting, and what will happen now? So it will hit 0 now. And if I've done this correctly, then a shiny Chimchar should appear, but unfortunately it didn't, because usually it takes a while, a bit. It's 1/60th of a second, so it is somewhat tricky, but there are excellent tutorials online, for example, by someone called I'm a Bleezy. Oh, Classic, I think you deleted someone's message again by accident. Okay, so what Ahmed said is, I can still see the comment. What is the best type in your opinion? I mean, best type? Good question. Steel, Fairy, yeah, those are really good types nowadays. Steel is a good one, even though I don't use Steel often. Last Pokemon I used Steel is Aggron. But Steel is pretty good. Why am I so clumsy? Same. I would have Klutz as an ability, I think, if I'd be a Pokemon. My personal favorite type is Psychic. I also really like Water. I like Dragon a lot. That's a cool type to have. Wow, I had no idea how much went into RNG manipulation. Well, yeah, it is more technical. When I tried RNG manipulation, I was trying it on Pokemon Platinum, my favorite generation. I'm still stuck at the beginning soft resetting for my starter. Yeah, so Generation 4 RNG is a bit different. So there's no dry battery that text that appears, because there's no batteries in these chips. So but good luck on that one. What shiny are you trying to get? Oh, hey there, Kaiser Karmazin. Welcome back to the stream. Give it up, everyone, for Kaiser Karmazin. He's one of the first Patreons that I got. And because of that, there you go. You are a moderator now. I come back to classic deleting messages again. Yeah, by accident. Has happened before, but I mean, probably will happen to me at one point as well. I actually never had to delete a message until now. What do you mean you might have schizophrenia? I mean, you have it or you don't. Do you have like a assessment by a physician or a psychologist, or do you suspect that you have it? A and B are vectors. I used V equals arcsin. Ah, okay, that's the one that I also saw in university with the debt. Yeah, okay. We're supposed to use arcos.pro. Ah, okay. Yeah, but aren't they practically the same? Yeah, you have quite a few symptoms. I mean, good luck if it should be like that, but I mean, you can still live a very good life with that. You just need help. And it's really unfortunate how mean people are with these kinds of not issues. I don't know if it's really an issue, but okay. Unfortunately, still no shiny. Let's do this again. Turtwig. Ah, yeah. That one is a bit more a teal. Been more than 2 years. Ooh, that is a long time. There's a really good tutorial by I'm a Bleezy about that one as well. Generation 4. Which I will also do in the future on this channel if I'm done, or if I'm pretty much gone through everything that Gen 3 has to offer in terms of RNG, then I'll go to Generation 4. Yeah, they are the same exactly. Because I was thinking that the absolute value of okay, I don't know how you say it in English, but I had that in that kind of math in German. And I know that the absolute value of a determinante, so that AB over absolute value of A multiplied by absolute value of B, and then absolute value of that whole thing, that is the same. It just gives you the exact same result. It's like s to the power of s as in seconds, right, in physics. S to the power of -1 is the same as 1 over s. That's just mathematically equivalent. So, human name, it looks like that happened, that the exact same thing happened to you that happened to me, where I went a different route or used something slightly different in math, and then I got hit with a "that's wrong, you didn't get any points in the test," even though my results were correct. Self-diagnosis isn't the best idea, yeah, speaking from experience, but I would see someone if you're worried. Yeah, I know that it sometimes is really hard to get a doctor depending on where you are. But I never self-diagnosed myself. I got lucky and my mom was able to get me diagnosed with autism when I was already 3 years old, because she already had I have an older sister, a sister who's 23 years older than I am, so people always thought she was my mom, but no, she's not. And she knew how a female child was like at that age, and I was not like that at all. There's so many milestones that I hit way earlier, like I was a really early talker, but I was a really late walker. But I also stacked cans, or I stacked things on top of each other, or I took so many toys and put them in a row, and then I just looked at them, and then there was a whole thing going on in my head using my imagination. And my mom did notice that very early, and that's why I got my diagnosis really early. But that is really lucky, and I've seen people using self-diagnosis and then they diagnose themselves with I don't know what, and then they use that as a not leverage, but they use that as an excuse to be an a-hole. That is really not how you should do things. And you need a trained specialist to be able to diagnose someone. Do you love to recommend some games that I think you may enjoy? This channel is only Pokemon. No. This channel is not only Pokemon. It's just that right now I'm doing mainly RNG streams, which will also be like that in the future. But I do plan on streaming other games, definitely. Sonic or Mario, or I mean, I prefer saying Mario, like the Italians say. Animal Crossing, Monkey Ball. I mean, many other things I could stream. Also, I was maybe thinking about doing action replay streams where I input codes and then we have fun and we break the game. At least I do feel like that would be very fun to do. She doesn't admit I'm correct. I think I'll make my answers in maths a little more complex. Ha! Not a bit imaginary with a real part in it, right? Human name. There are hundreds of different ways to get the correct answer in math. Yeah, exactly. That's the point of it, in a way. Kind of ridiculous that you lost points, especially if you got the wrong answer. Yeah. But, you know, teachers aren't always completely rational. Like, no one is, right? But, just a shame it happened to Human Name. It did happen to me as well in the past. Have you ever watched Murder Drone? No, I haven't. It's an indie 3D show on YouTube on a popular channel called Glitch. That show is made out of 6 episodes but will release this month. So there's an episode per month? That's what you're trying to say? No, I haven't heard of it. Is it good? Is it Murder Drone? That does sound... I mean, is it sci-fi? Is it a augmented reality game thing with clues? Is it horror? Is it what kind is it? But I have to say that there's more and more really high quality indie things on YouTube, which is really nice. Really, yeah, I really think self-diagnosis is bad. If you diagnose yourself with something terminal or something you plan to use as a means of being rude or having a past to do things, if that makes sense. I mean, people have often, at least in my experience, especially when I was a child and a teenager, they misread me or they misinterpreted me, not looking at them or just keeping to myself as me being arrogant and not wanting to have anything to do with the others, which was absolutely not the case. And then there was another guy in that school who diagnosed himself with autism and he used that as an excuse to be an a-hole, and then that got me into trouble because they thought that being autistic just means being an a-hole, which is absolutely not the same thing. And also, yeah, self-diagnosis, I never take that as seriously as a proper diagnosis, because diagnosing someone is hard. I mean, there's a reason why people go to medical school for so many years, right? Not saying they can't misdiagnose as well, but you may enjoy a game called Little Nightmares. I've heard of it, but I've never played it. It's a horror game made back in 2017. Very popular. It's more like psychopathic game. I mean, I wouldn't enjoy playing as a psychopath, even if I had the option, but maybe you mean more psychological thriller, maybe? Which Japanese movies really pull off well, I have to say. No, I haven't tried Omori yet. Right now I'm not too busy, but pretty busy with first trying to get a job, and then I have to check something with my my healthcare provider, so the state. I have to check that because I turned 30 in a month, and then some things change. So I'm in a bureaucratic battle at the moment with that, unfortunately. And I have 2 lessons I attend to. But I will do that when I have more time, definitely. You should try it if you haven't. Yeah, Human Name already told me I should try it. It was more like a mystery plus horror, but it has a cool animation with some good characters and comedy in the show. Oh, animation. I'm a fan of good animation. I mean, my husband is an animator, right? So I do appreciate that art style, or just that art in general. Omori is great, I just refuse to engage with the community. Or is it like the game is great, the community is the most toxic thing you've ever seen? Is it like that? Yeah, omori doesn't come from hikikomori, which is a Japanese term for someone who stays almost exclusively inside and doesn't interact with the outside world at all, so is shut in. Because there's a game that I played years ago, and sometimes I still play it from time to time if I get the time for that. Yumi Nikki, which you also control a hikikomori. Okay, so the community is creepy. I know that sometimes communities or the fandom really not ruins anything, but they can make being a fan really tough sometimes. I mean, the Sonic fans are pretty infamous for certain reasons. Let's just put it like that. I don't know, just accidentally went to fanfic wiki, which, oh yeah, fanfic wikis are, or just fan wikis are usually not well done. And I just found I found a fan wiki of some 14-year-old who was about the multiverse, but it wasn't really a multiverse, and there was a box that had all the universes in it, and it read like a fever dream. That was the weirdest fan wiki I've ever come across. Murder drones also have a toxic community. Oh, there's so many communities that turn toxic, or maybe social media is just, I mean, I sometimes call it anti-social media for a reason. No, I thought that was shiny, but unfortunately it's not. So, you guys know it. Should I change routes, then do say that. I will do that so it doesn't get too boring or maybe too stale. Sometimes I get unlucky and I will still get Chimchu and Relicanth. If not this stream, then another one. We can always come back to routes, but if any of the other routes that I discussed earlier seem more interesting, then we can get a change of scenery, definitely. Omori is heavily inspired by Yumi Nikki. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, Yumi Nikki really did inspire a lot of games. And Yumi Nikki in turn was inspired by Earthbound, which also inspired Undertale. I mean, on my channel, one of my, if not the oldest counter that I made was about creepy music in video games. And you don't want to know how many comments I get about, hey, do you know that Geiger's thing was from Undertale? No, the video was made in 2012. Undertale didn't even exist then, and Undertale sampled it from Earthbound. So that thing came first. Earthbound definitely came first. Oh, that is pretty outrageous, actually. That Japanese people get Mother 3 on the virtual console for the Switch, and we don't. I'm still angry about that. Really, for a second, I thought during the reveal that finally we're gonna get a official English translated version, or French or whatever translated version of Mother 3, but nope. Omori trailer came out back in 2014. And it was released in 2020. Yeah, I mean, developing games does take a long time.
Won't share what the wiki page said because of spoilers, that's fair. It was based on an event in the game, but it tries to recontextualize it to be caused by creepy stuff. Ah, okay. I do like games that have a bit more depth to it, you know? Not just here's creepy stuff and that's it. I mean, there's a game that my husband really loves. It's a not a horror game, but it does have horror elements in it. It's called Disco Elysium, and it's also on Steam. He really likes it. It's you're a cop and you work on a mystery. That's all I can really say, because there's so much in the game. You can play it for so many hours and still you're gonna find new things. Omori fans are either the sweetest people or are into some things that won't be spoken of because YouTube doesn't like it. Oh, I see. The kinds of people that go on Reddit not safe for life and they watch the video and they're like, I want to see more, like that. I really like that part with the bubbles, really cute. Yeah, there's many ways to be creepy, that is definitely true. Ah, still none. Should I still be on that route or should we change routes? I mean, I'll do one reset at least. Maybe Mount Pyre would be interesting as well. That or the jagged path. Well, yeah, if any one of you says I'm fed up with the underwater, I want to see something else, then just type it in the chat. I will comply. I had no idea that Omori fans were like this, though. I've never seen Omori fans do something like that either, so... Because I wasn't really in the... I mean, not in the community, right? So it's been about a bit over an hour and still no shiny. But until now I've never had a Wild Wednesday without at least one shiny, so let's not get the hopes up. But sometimes you have routes like that for some reason that you try to RNG and then you just have to come back and do it again, and one point it just works. No idea why. Murder drones are toxic for dumb reasons. Okay. It's that the most loved character is in love two characters and oh, so triangle. A love triangle. And now people are like to cite that all white people are toxic plus some very questionable fan art. Okay, that already questionable fan art. I can... My mind already has pictures and... was surprised when I saw it. I just don't care about interacting with the community because of that. Yeah, there's some communities I also went... that I avoid because of things like these. Not really gore, but more the other kind of explicit. Oh, I see, okay. I mean, adults do what they do, right? But when non-consent non-consenting people or children are involved, as in minors, then that is not creepy, that is outright illegal and wrong. And I do know that there's some fandoms like lowlies. I'm like, that's kind of, I don't know, it's has very strange implication, and I'm, yeah, they keep saying, oh, they're not minors, but they are animated or drawn to be like minors, and it just feels really wrong. It's because a lot of the people who like it are people in their late teens and are impressionable, but that's just a theory of mine. Yeah, that's why I don't really interact with the Kirby fandom much, because they are maybe half my age, if not less. Which isn't a problem, but I mean, I have people here in the chat who are basically half my age, but you do see that they don't think as critically as another person would, and they just, I don't know, you see that it's children running the thing. Sad because Omori is a beautiful game with a disgusting community that has a questionable legality. For me, all I want is to watch Murder Drone. I don't care who you could watch the whole episode on your channel live. By the way, you got any problems? Thanks for the suggestion, but I will not do that, even though if there might not be problems, because you never know. And it is against the terms and conditions of streaming here, so for now I'm trying to play it safe, because I am currently trying to get monetized again. Because I used to be monetized, I got demonetized because I took a break from YouTube to focus on my studies, and that's why I got demonetized, and now I'm trying to get monetized again. And a quick mess up, let's call it that, like that could mess that up. So I'm very cautious when it comes to these things. Hopefully that makes sense. But with Omori, isn't it that maybe the fans don't understand it, because there's so many Attack on Titan fans who really don't understand the historical subtext, and it really shows. And sorry, I'm dancing around the Omori problem. I just want YouTube to strike down channel or something. Yeah, I can already, Kaiser Kamazin, I can guess what it is about, and yeah. Main characters are underage, so it's creepy. The ship in that fanfic wiki was between the main character and his sister. Oh, that is wrong. Why do people do ships like this? Or a minor with someone who's twice his age or her age? It's just no. Oh yeah, you cried the good ending. I mean, with Yumi Nikki as well. There's only one ending, and I didn't cry, but the eyes were pretty wet. Yeah, that's just, ugh. I don't get why you would ship siblings. Just, that's wrong. No clue why they do that, yeah. Maybe it is enticing to them because it's not allowed, and that makes it more interesting, in the same way that children try, or teenagers try drugs because of the Rebellion Act, but I don't think it's that though. Left out worse stuff, yeah, I can already think what that is, and yeah, I'm already feeling disgust. Can't believe that is still a problem that we have. Yeah, some fandoms are really wacky and out there. Also, the Sonic fandom has pretty much... I mean, there's so many fan works of that. What you can do is... Okay, I'll do one more reset here. And I think then I'm gonna change routes and try something else. Okay, now I interrupted my train of thought. Was focused on something else. Great. So I was about to say that some fandoms are really, let's say, out there, to put it really, really mildly. Oh, excuse me. Now, all of my viewers will... I used yawn, and all of my viewers will fall asleep within one round. These days it's rare that you can watch a show or movie with a good ending because people are trying to use a lot less happy endings that is still good. I mean, it doesn't have to be a happy ending to be a good ending, as good as in enjoyable, right? But I have noticed that as well, Ahmed, that now happy endings kind of go out of fashion and people prefer, at least authors, go more and more are leaning more and more towards the bad ending or not so good ending, maybe bittersweet ending. It all depends whether or not it is good. It really depends on the writing, right? But I do see that so many new media is just a rehash and a remake and a remix of things we've already seen thousands of times before. And, you know, that's why I am currently also trying to write my own story, my own fiction, and get that published. Because I've had enough of the same thing being recycled over and over again. I do know that whether I always speak with people about what media they consume, they always say I want something new and fresh. Yeah, that's why indie games are the way. Usually really more new and creative ideas in that branch. Last time I saw an ending that made me cry from happiness. Star Wars Return of the Jedi endings was perfect. Didn't see that one, so can't speak for that. But I'm glad that you liked the ending so much. Oh yeah, I already knew that was coming here. Jeez. Yeah, that's just Japanese culture is a bit weird in that regard. I'm not usually I like Japanese culture, but they have some things where I say, guys, don't. And these things are exactly that. But yeah, I agree with you, Kaiser Kamazin. It doesn't work like that. That lowly stuff I find really freaking creepy. Might even say degenerate. Sorry if that offends anyone, but I mean, the implications are very illegal. Okay, let's see if this was it. If not, I think I go to the Pyrite tower. Okay. Either that or jagged pass. Let's see. Fortunately, no underwater shiny. Okay, so jagged path or yeah, let's go there first. Okay. So it's not surfing anymore, we go grass. Jagged pass, and I want a spoink.
It's exactly the same frame, so I don't even need to change that, which is good. Yeah, the jagged pass is called Steilpass in German. So you just save here in the grass, and then we do the soft reset process all over again. Exactly the same frame. I try to get a quirky one. Just have to check whether or not the frame delay is inside or outside. It's black, okay, then it's black when you use sweet scent, which is a very helpful tip should you guys ever do RNG manipulation. If the inside of that animation that plays when you use sweet scent, if that is black, the background, then it's 1 frame delay, and if it's not black but another color, then it's another frame delay. So that is very good to know, and I'll demonstrate this really quickly here. Oh wait, apparently some Pokemon don't appear when you use sweet scent in the doorway. See here, the background is in a cave, so that's inside, then I would have to change the delay. But I don't have to do that, so let's hope for a shiny pig. Lost all respect for Omocat after that. Omocat, is that the creator of that game? Or just the person, I guess, that you spoke about? But I would also lose respect for that person, because that's just justifying something that shouldn't be there in the first place, isn't it? Granted, it was years ago and people can change, that is true, but it doesn't change my mind. I mean, that is something, I mean, if you really have to argue for that, I don't know, that is a red flag, isn't it? Star Wars themes are something you should listen to. I mean, I have listened to them, and yes, they are very good. I've only seen 1 single Star Wars movie. I'm really that's really rare nowadays. I'm one of the only people who has not seen them all. At least it feels like that. Yes, Omocat made Omori. Yeah, it's just a cultural difference. Not just, I mean, I think it is wrong. And people should stop justifying that it's okay just because it's part of a culture, because there's things in Western culture that I don't agree with as well, and I don't think that we should keep these things. And culture shouldn't be never changing and static. It should definitely improve itself. For example, there's a I mean, it's a tradition in Spain, where you basically have a fight with a bull, and that's just, I hope that they stop with that as soon as possible, because it's just animal abuse. Poor animal is frightened. There's so many guys standing there, it doesn't know where to run. Of course it's gonna short circuit and attack the first one it sees, because it's just really cruel. I really don't understand why people still do it. Yeah, it is a red flag, definitely. I've also spoken to people like this, and I always reminded them, you're justifying something that is highly illegal and highly immoral. But some even, they don't seem to mind because, well, it's cartoon people, but still, it's, I don't know, that's such a red flag too. I wouldn't even want to see this as a cartoon, right? Or drawn, illustrated in any other way. That's just something that, no. We should protect minors. Even fictional ones, even though they don't have feelings that can be hurt, but we do pick up so many things from fiction, and we reenact these things in real life, and that's why I do think that it's important that protecting minors already starts there, at least in my opinion.
And also those people don't seem to know that propaganda is exactly that, or brainwashing, where they say, yeah, but it's not real, so it's okay. Yeah, okay, but it can maybe incite someone to make it real. And that is the problem. Okay. Okay, let's see. If I did it correctly, I get a... Not that. Okay, let's do that again. Huh, today's not so lucky for some reason. I wonder if this is going to be... I mean, I still have some time, right? But, wonder if this is going to be the first Wild Wednesday where I don't get any shinies. Fun fact about me, you may think it's crazy, but I don't use X mainly because I hate arguments and don't care about winning them either. I also don't care about winning arguments, and I've gotten into trouble so many times because people just thought I was adamant about winning arguments, but no, I was getting angry because people just used logical fallacies, and I pointed these out because I want a discussion or debate on good faith, but people already failed there, and then they tried to pin that on me. But yeah, it's not a problem that you don't use X anymore. That has really... I mean, Twitter was always a cesspool of toxic idiots, right? But now that one of the richest idiots in the world has bought it, now it's been going down even more. Even though I thought it wasn't possible to become worse, and then someone comes along and proves you, yeah, it can become much worse. So you're not missing out, Ahmed, definitely not. And I don't think you're crazy. Actually, that makes you even more sane, Ahmed, honestly. That you can say, okay, I'll stop with that. Because I know so many people who doom scroll, right? Or they go out of their way to actually find arguments with strangers online. Or they go through toxic things and it just messes up their self-esteem. For example, going through Instagram, seeing all these fake things, and then comparison kicks in. And as I always say, comparison is the thief of joy. I wish I understood that earlier. Unfortunately, I understood that way too late in my life. But I guess late is better than never. Yeah, I mean, my mom already told me that when I was a teenager and a kid, and I just wouldn't... I don't know, I didn't accept it for some reason, but now I really do understand it, and I wish I really got that earlier. Sorry, my internet crashed, but I'm back now. Hey, no problem. I mean, people come in and out whenever they want. Sometimes I'm also, usually when I watch a stream, I'm not that much of a proficient chatter, because usually when I watch streams, I listen to them and I watch them while doing something else. For example, doing housework, or back then stuff for university. I'm glad the internet works now. I know my internet also did some stupid things. I think it didn't crash, but once it did an update while I was about to stream. That was really stupid. And I couldn't stop it, so I had to write in the chat, hang on, I'll be online just after this has been... Okay, so this is the Pokemon that I'm looking for, but in shiny, so... Not learning from them. Arguments from the... For me, this day have lost the good. Before, arguing was supposed to help you learn what's wrong. Yeah, exactly, that's the point of arguments.
and improve yourself. Exactly. The state's arguments have one purpose, which is winning. But the thing is, they're not even winning. They're losing, but they don't see it. It's like the proverb of, or the idiom, if you play, you can play chess with a pigeon, and, or just arguing with an arrogant or stupid person is like playing chess with a pigeon. The pigeon will defecate all over the board and knock the pieces over, and it will still think that it won. That's more like I see it. That's how it is, and that's really unfortunate. I do agree with you, Amit. It's astounding how many people argue or debate in bad faith. They don't want to hear your arguments, and they become angry, and they act like you've attacked them personally, but that's not my problem if you cannot separate yourself from your argument. Because I'm not attacking the person. That would be a logical fallacy. We call that a ad hominem. So Latin for to the human, or directed towards the human. You know, the person making the argument. But yeah, you want to avoid that, but people just keep thinking that I attacked them, but I'm not attacking them, I'm attacking their argument, and I think they just see themselves in their arguments, and then they act all pissy, you know. That's not what I wanna do. That's not what I wanna arrive at when I debate. I really wanna debate. Sometimes I learn something, sometimes I'm wrong because I'm a human being, and that's normal. You're not an idiot when you're wrong once or twice or 100 times even. Yeah, that debate I think that should really be taught in schools. Rational debate. What's a debate? What are manipulation tactics? What are things that shouldn't be in a debate? For example, logical fallacies, or like tactics like gishgalopping, straw man, all that. Usually not an active chat in stream, but I like these streams. Lol. Yeah, sometimes it depends. Usually when I watch streams, it's on the phone, and I have my phone plugged in, and I listen to it via headphones, right? Wireless headphones. Debates were better before the Ben Shapiro nation attacked. Yeah. Oh, I don't really. I mean, of course, I don't like. He's a grifter, right? The way he shapes his arguments, they are worded to sound intelligent, but sounding intelligent is not the same thing as being intelligent. And if you really look at his arguments, you can debunk them pretty easily. And the only reason he got traction is because he debated against untrained college people. But bring him in a room with scientists, right, who dedicated their lives to studying things, and he'd crumble. He'd just get eaten alive. That's why he doesn't debate people like these, because he knows he can't win. Yeah, that is a Avatar: The Last Airbender reference. Very good show. I also really like that, and watch it way too late. That's a spoink, but it's not a shiny one, so... Sometimes I hit the exact same wrong frame twice. That happens as well. But yeah, that it really is a... Probably the only conservative, not a grift, is just insane. I mean, no, I do think he's a grifter. You are a grift in my eyes if you... I don't think he's a complete idiot, because you can tell, but he's not a genius either, definitely not, because you can tell as well. And almost every conservative is a grifter, because why? It's simple, because they spout talking points that are against your, as in our worker interests, and that is grifting. So you got workers. I've had debates or even disputes with friends. They voted for a conservative party, and then they cry that their benefits are taken away, and I'm like, okay, you're a freaking idiot. Of course you don't get that by voting Conservative. What did you think was going to happen? Yeah, but they told me. Yeah, okay, I mean, politicians lie. Those are paid grifters, right? Don't believe them, but that's what I mean when I say he's a grifter, because he keeps pushing talking points that if people take them too literally, then they go against their own interests. It's a sabotage of sorts. I have no respect for Ben Shapiro, me neither, in points of view, because when he says something in the act that he's got and he's never wrong, that is, you disagree and you mean you're dumb. Yeah, that is also a very red flag if someone speaks like this, because you can be an absolute genius and still be wrong. That has happened before, and it will happen again. And he got traction because he got that marketed towards gullible or impressionable people who don't really know much about debating or fact checking. But I bet that if you put him in a room with real debaters or people that have, with the trans issues as well, he just keeps saying things that aren't true. I mean, why are people afraid of trans people? I've never been attacked by a trans person. Never, ever in my life. I've never had problems with them. And if I see a dude with a beard in my in the women's bathroom, and he would say me, yeah, I can't go to the men's bathroom because the transphobes don't want me there, I would send him back to that bathroom. If you transition to that point, you're a man. Doesn't matter if you don't have the man parts between your legs, but I don't know, someone like Ben Shapiro would argue that it's not a biological man, whatever the heck that means. I think in general believes what he says. Yeah, I'm not sure. Then again, I don't really care. But some conservatives actually seem to believe what they say, but I do think some of them don't. They just love that sweet billionaire money, think tank money, as in Prager University and all that, which isn't a university, by the way. But they get paid a lot of money to say these things. Again, a clash of interests. He doesn't give his conservative colleagues a pass when they say things that goes against his beliefs. He's literally just insane. Ah, there we go! Shiny Spoink, finally. First shiny. 1 hour and 48 minutes in. Pretty late, but it's better than nothing. Okay, so Spoink does not learn any self-hating move. Well, yeah, if he's insane, I don't know if he's actually insane, but some people are not insane, they're just evil. People can just be evil. Okay, so you're level 20. No, you don't have any moves that hurt yourself. Great. So you can just do that. A trans person attacked me in a video game. Call the police! What an outrage. Let's try a luxury ball. Finally a shiny, yeah. Don't know what took me so long. Ah, there we go. Very good. Little oink. Little spoink. Okay, should we... Oh, who's calling now? It's a me, Mario! Okay, you're on route 108. You saw a sexy swimmer. Well, I'm glad for you. Okay, so I'll save again, just in case. Where should we go next? Should we go to the Mount Pyre, or should we go back to the underwater route? Because I did manage to get the frame now. Hi there, Kryto Skywaker. Welcome back to the stream. How are you doing? I'm doing actually pretty fine. As you may hear, my voice is a bit coarse. It has been the last few weeks because I actually am taking singing courses and she really pushes my vocal cords, but for a good reason, right? My singing teacher, she thinks that I have a lot of potential. And that's really motivating to hear, right? And I mean, my next lesson is on Monday, but in between I have to train my voice as well, and that sometimes makes it a bit coarse. So that is one shiny that we have more. Okay, so I think I'll go to the, I mean, I'm already here, Mount Pyre, here we come. So I'll already select that, Mount Pyre. First to third floor only has Shuppet, which is okay. I don't have a shiny Shuppet as well, so that would also be nice getting one for the first time on a stream. The for-profit media has definitely not had a negative effect on America. Just look how great the political situation is. Ich liebe Kapitalismus. Bleh. Sorry, when I read that sentence, my my lefty brain just goes, ew. Alright, so this, I think this is the first floor. I'll just check where the floor is where I get Vulpix. I think exterior, yeah, okay. I'll go there because I can maybe accidentally get a Shuppet as well. But I want a Vulpix. So that would be here. Let's save. And Vulpix, they're all the same frame, all exactly the same frame. That makes things definitely easier for me. Not that that is a problem in and of itself. But yeah, that is actually the problem, human name, that for-profit thinking. I mean, see what happens to Boeing now? I mean, people are dying because they are cheapskates. Shouldn't we say stop? That is just not what a human being should do. Hate how Ben Shapiro, when he talked about Palestine, oh yeah. Oh, by the way, free Palestine. I don't care if that is I don't condone genocide. I am against genocide. And what they are doing there to these poor, innocent people is just... I mean, they say, yeah, do you condemn Hamas? Of course I condemn every single terrorist organization, but killing every single Palestinian because they might be Hamas is like killing every single white person because they might be a Nazi, so absolutely pointless. And just, I'm ashamed of being a human, really, I am. So we still do these things. We're still the apes with a stick that we've always been, but now the ape doesn't have a stick, the ape has an iPhone and drones and other killer machines. But we're still the same, still have the same stupid things going on. It's just, that's why aliens don't come. Why would they want to come? We kill our own kind. Because of stupid imaginary things. Was straight biased. Bro was like, Palestine is evil, and if those kids are evil, yeah, exactly. I mean, there's babies that are, you know, babies. Ugh. So yeah, I'm sorry that actually, that did me, you know, that really hurts to think about. Those little babies, they haven't hurt anyone, they haven't even had the chance to develop a personality. How can you say a baby is evil? That's just... No, you're evil, you're a genocidal maniac for doing that. Leave these people alone.
being rather confused. I have happened to see the ending of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and it left him with the biggest WTF face I've ever had. No spoilers, by the way, not gonna spoil for the others who plays it. And I assume the ending is the same as in the original Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, of course, this channel is completely LGBTQ plus friendly. I mean, I am a cis woman, heterosexual, but still trans rights are human rights. I'm completely on your side. I mean, I am a very scientific person. I don't read newspapers, I read studies. Because I think that's more intelligent than reading biased news sources. And it's very clear that everything that the Ben Shapipo and all these people are saying about trans people, they've never read a single study in their life. Because they keep saying the same joke with the there's only two genders. Wrong. Gender is it's not two genders, it's not binary, it's bimodal. Meaning there's two extremes and many different points in between. It's nuance. It's not just black and white thinking like they pretend it is. But yeah, this channel is completely LGBTQ friendly. And it should be. Because these people are not doing something wrong. LGBTQ also exists in other animals. We have trans lions, and I'm not kidding. That is real. We have gay animals. It's just a natural part of being an animal. We even have asexual rabbits, and rabbits usually, you know, they make a lot of kids. Okay, for a second I thought that was shiny, because that shiny is pretty hard to distinguish sometimes. The only babies that are evil are the politicians in government. Yeah, those are really big babies, that's true. Problem, I'm Iraqi, so I know how Palestinian people felt. I saw many bad, yeah. I also saw a video when I was... Shouldn't have seen that, but that's also why I'm not using Twitter as much anymore, or X. Because I just outright saw that babies, and that was horrible. Not exactly the same, okay. Oh, yeah, right, there's still part 3 that has to come out, I forgot. Yeah, governments have to change, corporations definitely have to change. Yeah, I mean, funny thing, I mean, I am married to a husband, so we are a heterosexual couple, but he's pansexual, so if I would be a man or anything in between, he wouldn't mind. Not sure about forcing some of the outfits. I mean, I've never been forced to wear an outfit by any LGBTQ person ever. If anything, I get compliments sometimes from gay guys who say, "Oh, I love your purse," or "I love your style." Really, they're even more accommodating and open. Yeah, an argument could be made at Prides maybe that some arrive in fetish gear where there's children, but honestly I think there's much worse. Because often these people who say you can't show that to kids, but they're okay with bringing their kids to far-right alleys and that rallies, and that is much worse in my opinion. I'd rather have a kinky son than a racist son, right? Can't believe I have to say this, but it's just true. And I do think, I mean, they keep also saying that it's forced, but homosexuality has never been forced on me. Never. There's never been a lesbian who scolded me for not being lesbian. I mean, I've been, unfortunately for them, I've been, there were some advances by women hoping that I would be a lipstick lesbian, as they're called. Very feminine lesbians.
So not butch lesbians, who are more masculine presenting lesbians. And I said, sorry, no, I don't swing that way, unfortunately, for you. And they never bothered me, right? Never got harassed. Sorry. Never got forced to wear anything. If anything, I got more forced or got more, let's say, commands on what to wear from heterosexual people. And I don't see how people just become so ballistic when they see a homosexual couple in a cartoon or in a show, and they say, oh, children are too young to see that. But heterosexual couples are everywhere, and even very toxic romance things, right? Twilight, that novel has poisoned the minds of so many young teenage girls who thought that that was normal in a relationship. I think that is actually more damaging to the young mind than knowing that there's people who prefer being with the same gender. I mean, yeah, you don't have to like the outfits, right? But I do think that it's not... I mean, I've never gotten into trouble with that. Sitting here in the most equal country in the world, up yours non-fairies politicians. We have an incompetent politicians, but they still get flamed if they do anything explicitly pro-corpo. I wish it was like that in Luxembourg, because the ruling party got elected. Now they don't. They are corporate bootlickers. That's what they are. And because of that, things have gotten really bad in some cases. For example, the politicians in Luxembourg just let very rich investors buy up housing, and that's a reason why I can't just say, hey hubby, let's save up some money and move somewhere else, because we really do want to move somewhere where it's closer to my parents, and where a bit bigger. I mean, we have three bedrooms, about 61 square meters, which I don't know what that is in square feet. I'd have to convert that, but it's still a bit small, and I don't have a garage. I would like to have one. Once I had a dead ferret in my, like, the front of the car under the hood. I have no idea how that thing got in there, and I didn't notice it until I brought it to to someone who works on cars, a car mechanic, and he opened the hood and there was a dead animal. Sometimes they also chew on the wires. And some people are really stupid, and I don't know what they do, but they just key random cars. That has happened to my first car that I had. Some guy just keyed one side. Wasn't like I was parking really bad. I don't know why, he just did it. But we're trying to get a place for ourselves, a bigger place for ourselves in my country, and that's just impossible because the politicians thought it was more important letting the investors just run wild and buy up everything. And now a normal house in Luxembourg with like four rooms cost like upwards of €1 million, which is absolutely insane. No one should pay that much for a normal house. And rent isn't much better because they are also very greedy, and I'm really angry about the politicians. I mean, I didn't vote for them, right? But unfortunately, seems like I'm one of the only class-conscious Luxembourgers there are. Because, I mean, I've had blown-out verbal fights only, right? With friends who... They voted neoliberal, and then they're crying that they're that their debt payment is just too much, their mortgage is too much. Well, you freaking idiot, then don't vote neoliberal. I told you, you idiot, you are. Why are you doing that? Just shooting yourself in the foot. Oh, maybe I'll be rich one day. No, you won't. At least, you're literally, I mean, I told that friend, you're literally a Futurama joke. You know, that scene where Fry in Futurama, he says, but one day I might be rich and then people like me better watch their step. If you think like that, you don't deserve to be rich. Straight and simple. Because you're just like them then. You just continue this cycle of abuse. This cycle of exploitation. And they'd rather mess up their own future on the pipe dream that maybe they'll be one day they'll be the ones in the suits and taking the short switch. No, you won't. Probably not. They could just vote for their own class interests, right? Vote left wing, and then they would get better representation. But no, they don't. It seems like so many people are incapable of thinking in long terms. It's just, I don't know, it baffles me. What no theory does to an MF, that meme is just so correct. If kids are too young to see homosexual romance, then they shouldn't see heterosexual romance. Yeah, exactly. But people don't whine about that because it's normal. Yeah, I mean, what does normal mean? Most people tend to be heterosexual, yes, but still, it's normal that people have brown hair. I have blonde hair. Should I not be treated because it's not normal because I have a rarer hair color? No, of course not. But with hair color, that seems to be a no-brainer. But with sexuality, apparently it isn't. I don't know. Make it make sense. If you don't support unions here as a politician, your political career is over. How based? Wow. I wish we had that same thing going on here. I mean, the last legislation was basically neoliberals ruining everything. Now it's Christian socialists, and I know I don't have a webcam, so you don't see me doing the finger, the quotation marks, because they're not socialists at all. They're mild conservatives. And they've been voted in again, and when I saw the voting results, I was like, oh, you are effing yourselves over, people. Stupid Luxembourg. You're just... Jeez. I don't mind LGBTQ stuff. The same goes in media, but I have one criterion. Make it good. Have good writing around it. To be fair, I have that criterion with everything. I want to see good writing regardless of the sexual thing of the couple, right? If it's a homosexual, even a polysexual couple, I mean, that wouldn't be for me. I wouldn't want to have that at all, but like I always say, adults do what they want to do, and when they consent, sure. Then it's none of my business, but good writing is usually a criteria that I always look forward to. I don't need comical amounts of money to wear suits. Yeah, you don't. Yeah, Faroe Islands seem to be very progressive. Luxembourg usually also is super progressive. Also, as in LGBTQ, it's actually really friendly. But still, there's some work to be done, and we're getting overwhelmed by stupid new liberals ruining everything. We've actually had union votes now in Luxembourg. We have 2 big unions, and they really have to say a lot. They have actual bargaining power, which is really based in Luxembourg. That is really cool. Anyways, I wish to stay more, but it's getting late. Good night, all. Alright, Kryto Skywaker, thank you for being part of the stream, and good night. See you next time. Yeah, progressive when it comes to labor, not so progressive when it comes to other things. Yeah. I get what you mean, yeah. I mean, right, I always say that I do have my political opinions. Of course, I am left-leaning. I mean, I would even say pretty left. Very syndicalist. So yeah, obviously I am. Also because in part of being European. But I can say I've read theory, right? I've actually read economic and political theory, and if you really read enough and you look at history, it becomes really clear whose side is the right one, who isn't. And it's not the right guys who are right this time, ha ha ha. It really isn't. And we're going to the same stupid things we did over and over again. But now it's not serfs and not kings who rule the world, it's now billionaires. But essentially, we are the same plebs, but now we have iPhones. But inherently we still have unfair power structures, and I'm against these. So I don't think they are justified at all. At least most of the time they aren't. And you still see these bootlickers, as I always call them, defending really evil and awful rich people. I don't know what they're trying to achieve, I guess. Do you think if you talk nice to them that they will Venmo you $1,000 or $1 million? No, that's not gonna happen. They don't care about you. It's just really sad. I wish people were more politically educated, then they would see how much they're missing out on what we could have, right? I mean, the weekend didn't get introduced because we asked nicely. We had to fight for that. And strikes are there for a reason, and they're good. No, it's annoying when you can't take a train because they're striking, but usually, I mean, you should have solidarity with them, right? But yeah, as I always say, I'm not forcing my political leanings onto anyone, but I do try to explain myself once it does come up. At least to me it's relatively clear what the tactics are of some of the politicians, and I just can't believe that they keep getting away with that. And was it last week? I don't remember, where my husband said that he also wrote a tweet that we should have fact checkers in political debates. And once you get when a politician says something that's wrong or logical fallacy, then that's one strike, and then 3 strikes and he's out. Imagine we did that, then absolutely no politician would be left. Because they're all full of, you know... Ah! That's a shiny Shuppet. I mean, I didn't think that I would get one, but still very good. I just know that it, I mean, false swipe's not gonna work because it's a, oh yeah, and it can use that. That is very dangerous. Can actually feint itself using curse, so I have to put it to sleep. Oh wait, yeah, it does have insomnia, I forgot. Uh-oh. I completely forgot. It can have another ability as well, but in the program it only says if it has ability 0 or if it has ability 1, and it can be either one. So I think I have to chuck balls now. Ooh. Will I fail that one? No, I won't. Great. Okay, so it's level 28. I do see multiple frames that I could have gotten, but I've got it now, so no problem. Alright, so a shiny Shuppet, why not? Was a bit accidental. I wanted a Vulpix, but still. A shiny is always better than no shiny at all. So let's keep trying for the Vulpix. Oh, Rosina actually lost half of her health. Jeez. Jen, I think that some of these people who support billionaires don't know what they're supporting. Yeah, I do assume some of them are just too ignorant, or, sorry if this sounds mean, maybe not intelligent enough to understand the context, the pretext, the subtext, right? There's no way an educated individual would support billionaires thinking it's best. I mean, yeah, if they're grifting and they get money from them, then they would, right? I kind of feel bad for Rosina, even though it's a virtual creature, but... I mean, she can use Ingrain, then that will heal a bit of HP back. Richest person here has like 40 million euros, he needs to be taxed to hell. I mean, you can be a multimillionaire while being completely ethical. However, the same cannot be said for billionaires. And yeah, if I would be a millionaire, I would also be okay with being taxed, because oh no, you can't buy that yacht. Oh no, how terrible. Here, let me wipe the tears off with my Louis Vuitton bag that cost me 5,000 euros. I don't know. It's just, they don't even seem to realize how privileged they are. Or they don't want to realize. That's a difference, right? Some can't, others don't want to. Oh, did you hear about the story about that billionaire who drowned in a pond? If you read up the whole story, it gets more and more and more ridiculous. He owns a corporation. Oh, so it's a Farorean guy, I assume. We have had some rich Luxembourgers F off, let's put it like that, to Dubai to evade taxes. To be fair, Luxembourg is... I mean, we're heading more and more in that direction everywhere, but Luxembourg really is giving you the middle finger right now if you're not rich. And that's just... I mean, I just want a normal life with my husband, right? I don't want to buy anything obscene, but just buying a normal house or renting a normal house like that just costs way too much, and I don't want to pay 4,000 euros per month for a little shack. I just don't see the point. The landlord should look for a job then, instead of taking my money, right? I mean, owning a thing is not having a job. That's not the same thing. And I got so much SHIT from that statement alone. But like I said before, there's just so many people in Luxembourg who are really not well educated in terms of politics. So of course they lash out against that. Right, let's see. Let's see what I get. I get a normal Vulpix. It's cute, but I want a shiny one. The average voter can't enjoy state-sanctioned worker co-ops if they are idiots. Yeah, worker co-ops would also be something that can really help with the differences, right? But for example, in Luxembourg, a bank would not allow you a loan if you wanted to do worker co-op, because they would say it would be not safe enough, and that's just, sorry, that's not how that works. Ah yes, the discussions in my streams range from anything, really. But how is your government better with when it comes to worker co-ops, or are they also like Luxembourg, where they don't really want to help with that? Because I do know in some countries it's easier to open up a worker co-op than it is in others. I think that high-pitched beep is back again. Although I have no idea where it comes from. I mean, I could maybe close down or shut down the monitor, but I do need it if it is indeed the computer monitor making that noise. I do need to see what I'm doing. I mean, the game I got hooked up to a Y-splitter, so the video and audio input are going towards both the my capture card, so that's a Dazzle I'm using, and they also go into a TV that I have right next to my monitor, so I can see both. We regularly have LAN parties at my dad's workplace. That's cool. It's high paying and has a sorry about that. A nearly monthly pizza LAN party. You can have both pizza party and high wages. Yeah. That is good. I mean, at least in that aspect, your country is doing really well. No problem. I mean, most people don't really know what a worker co-op is. And that's not your fault, Kaiser Kamazin. It's often also the fault of just education being really bare bones when it comes to things like these. So don't blame yourself for that too much. I don't expect everyone to immediately know what to Google and know everything. It's just not realistic. I do, however, expect schools, or at least governments, to enforce at least some kind of political literacy, right? And they don't seem to be good at doing that. I also didn't know what a worker co-op was until I was in my early 20s or something, so you're not alone. That's worker co-op has destroyed neoliberalist theory. Yeah, I mean, neoliberalist theory isn't theory. That's just thinking you sound smart while actually not sounding smart at all. Just regurgitating points that were never good points to begin with. But yeah, there's also that worker co-op Gravity, or Gravity Payments, where the CEO was even on a live, not debate, but a discussion. Oh, excuse me. Not a discussion either. It was more of an interview, and you could really see that the American interview was just short-circuiting in his brain. He just couldn't fathom that they're doing so well. But isn't that socialism? No? Read theory, please? I mean, for a rando you find outside to not know what that is, okay. But a news anchor who I think people like this should at least be trained in that regard, don't you think? Yeah, I've had to do most of my own research in regards to politics, as my nation really likes to teach certain political narratives. Yeah, and that's the point, right? When you do your own research and you're not really a critical thinker, then you fall for propaganda pretty easily. More pizza, less wages. Yeah, I am in my early 20s, so checks out. Yeah, well, there you go. And I mean, at least I can say I'm from a very rich European country, and yet still, we learned more about the American system in politics than we did about our own. And then you have idiots who vote for the parties and they think, but they said that. Yeah, okay, they said that, but that doesn't mean that that's gonna work out, or that you should believe them. I can't believe people are this gullible. Or do they just hope that in vain that somehow that will come true? I don't know what the thought process is. Maybe there isn't any. To be fair, I think there's not really any thought process behind many voters. Right, so 1 minute remaining. Yeah, I'm early. Oh yeah, I already read that comment. So yeah, don't feel too bad about that. Alright, so 10 seconds remaining. Let's see if I get the shiny fox now. Or do I get an accidental shiny that's not the Vulpix? Let's see. Whole American system is screwed, to say the least. Yeah, that is true. I really feel sorry for you guys. It's just really not fair. Everything from how votes are counted to the actual laws. Yeah, and then they change depending on state laws and federal laws, and then your public schools are really, really bad. I mean, I do know people from Luxembourg who went to high school in America, and they said that the level of complexity was really below what they were usually used to see in high school. I mean, in the US, someone can earn 10 million more votes than the other candidate and still almost lose an election. Yeah, that as well. Can't believe that you guys will almost get, or that it's a possibility that Trump will become president again, even though there's he's a criminal. But apparently they do seem to fall for that. I don't know. It does baffle me. Already 2 hours and a half in. No, time flies when you're having fun. Certainly didn't feel like 2.5 hours to me. But at least we got a couple of shinies. That is good. I was almost thinking, oh boy, will this be the first edition of Wild Wednesday where we don't get any shinies at all? But no. Luckily I got proven wrong. So, yeah, should I get the Vulpix here? I'll go up to the summit, Mount Pyre summit, and try to get the Chimecho. Because I really want that shiny as well. I think it's green, isn't it? In German, the name is Palim Palim. Really cute. Yeah, it's green, so a nest ball would do. I have many friends from overseas, and the curriculum for my early high school years, grades 9 and 10, were equivalent to the education they received in grade 7 and 8. Yeah, that's what that friend told me. Exactly the same thing. American presidential candidate just needs to say, I support bad things, and then get 200% of the votes. Yeah, it's just insane to me. They just need to say, I don't like human rights, and somehow people will vote and support them. I mean, that is pretty backwards what they sometimes are. I mean, didn't some state senators try to pass, I could be wrong, so do correct me if I'm wrong, but I did read something about making miscarriages illegal, which... Do they not understand what a miscarriage is? It's not like you can press a button on your body and then, oh yeah, you don't want the baby, okay, a miscarriage happens. No. That's not your fault, not necessarily, right? You could provoke one, but I can tell you as a woman, you don't want to have that, right? I mean, it's pretty clear that they don't understand how the human body works. At least a female human body. Okay, let's see. Ah, there we go! Shiny Vulpix. Very nice. That was quicker than I expected. Okay, Vulpix, I don't think it learns any move that hurts itself, but... Ha, I am immune against Confuse Ray. Because of the ability that Rosina has. That was what the text was saying, by the way. Since my game is in German, I mean, some of you haven't really played Pokemon, maybe you don't know what is happening. Oh, it potentially knows Roar, even though I do think it will not know Roar. Okay, so let's try another luxury ball. That always looks good, in my opinion. Just suck the fetus in again with something Republican. Yeah. Yes, very good. So the fox has been captured. That is very nice. Let's immediately save. And then I'll go to Mount Pyre's summit and go for the Chimecho. There we go. Oh, so no quirky Chimecho, okay. Well, an adamant one, that's okay. Okay. Oh no, wait, it's the summit, so... Let's go up. I think that is where the summit starts. Or is it here? Is there even... Are there patches of grass here? I forgot. I don't think so. I'll check before I save and... Oh yeah, here we go. Okay. So we're pretty much at the summit here. Okay, so I need to... Oh right, I need to change my synchronizers because I don't get a quirky shiny Chimecho. So Psyana, Espeon, it's your time to shine. At least not literally, but you will help me make a Chimecho shine, so... At least, yeah, this is a important bit in the story progression with these two old people. Oh, here's more patches of grass. I don't think that they are isolated. I do think that Chimecho can appear on any patch of grass at the summit. Okay, that's a Shuppet. Yeah, Duskull, Shuppet, and Chimecho. Yeah, some states want to make all forms of abortion medically induced or not a crime. Yeah, the thing is, I mean, a miscarriage isn't technically, is that, can you call that an abortion? Maybe a natural one, but you don't choose that. I mean, the vast... Yeah, I don't think I know a woman who had a miscarriage that she induced, because that is just insane. We have healthcare in Luxembourg, we don't need to do that. I mean, I haven't had that yet. I've also never gotten pregnant because I guess my use of contraception was really good till today, but I do know that sometimes the pill fails, and I mean, even I just can't fathom why you would make that illegal. You can't make that something illegal. Then you would maybe try to, if you've had a miscarriage that could actually potentially be risky and hurt you, then you would need to keep that a secret because it's illegal. That's just insane. I'm a whole minute behind. Yeah, sometimes that happens with me with streams as well. What you can do is just press, if you're on Windows, press the F5 key. That will automatically refresh the browser. If you're on a phone, just close the app and then re-enter the stream, and then it should be you should catch up then. I think that always has worked for me. So Palim in German. Just checking the attacks again. Okay, so nothing to be afraid there. That's good. Yeah, exactly. The Bible actually has steps to induce an abortion or a miscarriage, so it's actually not against the Bible to do that. But what do I know, right? I'm woke. They just keep using that word. I don't think they really know what that means. And I don't think being aware of problems and pointing them out is not the... As in, dunking on people who do that is not the flex that you think it is. Really, it isn't. It says more about you than it does about the people who are woke. Whatever you want to call it. I don't take people seriously when they say, oh, this is woke, this is too woke. What does that mean? When you ask them and use the Socratian method, they just can't really tell you what it is. Definition of miscarriage is spontaneous loss of a child due to incorrectly developed fetus, so it's not something someone can choose to have. But Republicans don't like common sense, yeah. They really don't know how the body works of a woman. I mean, also, sometimes you have pregnancies that are not where they should be, but the fetus starts to develop ectopic pregnancy, for example. Either you die, or both of you die. So the baby and the woman, or just the woman. Because the fetus develops in a part where it shouldn't, and that will tear your organs apart. And if you get unlucky and you have that in America, so it's just time to die then, that's just horrible. How could you do that? How can you claim you love everyone and then you do this? I don't think Jesus would approve of that. Woke is the opposite of Sleepy Joe. To be fair, they're all senile. Almost all of them. Oh boy. It's just crazy that we still have to fight for these issues in the year 2024. But I do think that, and I don't mean this in a bad way, I really feel bad for you Americans, but it really seems they're trying to regress into a theocracy. That's what they're trying to do, and it's just... Also have to love how most Republican voting for making abortions legal are men who will never have to go through childbirth. That as well. I mean, that is also really hypocritical, and even the fact that they can pass legislations that may kill their daughters or their wives or their granddaughters. or their aunts or whatever, any female relative or friend even. And don't even get me started on the fact that every politician is at least 60 plus years old. Yeah, that's why they're all sleepy, they're all senile, they're all fossils. Not that I have a problem with politicians being old, but I do kind of see a problem in messing up the world for your descendants and not being around to experience the consequences. I think that is really messed up. Because you have to suffer from mistakes someone did who isn't around to suffer the consequence. That I would be really pissed if that happened to me. No, it's okay. We've been into... I mean, I always say that. Ask me how my day was. I can't really tell you a lot. I'm not good with small talk, but if someone talks about a specific topic, then I can talk for hours. And I do like discussions. I do like people saying their point of view. I do want to hear that. Maybe I say something that's really stupid and wrong, and someone will correct me, and I've learned something new. I'm racist against boomer politicians. Well, wouldn't that be ageist, not racist, right? Boomer isn't a race. E. Welcome back to the stream, Arch. How are you doing? E? Sure. Is that the deep fried E meme? Gotta love that humor. Just completely neo-Dadaist. Anything, just a letter. Someone saying E, and that's the meme. What's that Christian show again for children called with the vegetables? VeggieTales? They predicted that in the future humor will be randomly generated, and it's that aged like fine wine, didn't it? Just think of old politicians generally don't have the interest of most of the nation in their heart. Yeah, that's usually the problem. And for people called representatives, they aren't really living up to the title. Yeah. I also don't really like that representative BS. I prefer voting for ideas rather than people who say and promise that they will do certain things. No, I want to vote for ideas and then as a community make these ideas happen. I would prefer that. Is my go-to saying when I don't have anything else to... Okay, just eat. I hate politics, can't blame you. Can't blame you. Justin Trudeau is bad enough, you know, neoliberal, like he, yeah. I hate the letter E. That's very unfortunate because the letter E is the most common letter in a lot of languages, and that is another shiny shop. This time it's an adamant one. Okay. Let's try to catch it. Already got one that was a quirky one. And the quirky RNG shinies that I have are male. Oh, I keep forgetting that they always have... do all the Shuppets that I get, have they all... Ability 1 though, so 1 should be Insomnia then, I suppose. Yeah, it has to be like that. Okay, then I'll do that. Don't really have a status condition. Okay, no, ghost types don't work on normal types. But yeah, that is the most common letter in many languages, so that is very unfortunate. Okay, let's try a dive ball. Oh, and that worked! Great! Second shiny Shuppet. A female this time. Nice. Not what I came for, but still, I'll take it. What other games do you play? What other games do you play other than Pokemon? Pretty much. Well, I mean a lot. Sonic, Mario, Kirby. Mainly Nintendo things, but also other things like some computer games on Steam. E barely exists in Fairies. It is though in the name of Fairies. I don't know if Fairies is also called Fairies in Fairies. Okay, what a sentence, right? But resisting the letters Y, K and S at the moment. Is that a reference to KYS? Which, yeah, please do ignore that and don't do that if that is a reference to that. Foroisk. Okay, I'm not sure how to pronounce the O with the strike through. Is it a flat O or is it a Foroiskt? Again, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's not okay, oof. Why are you resisting the letter Y? That's the first letter in my name. Really sad. Actually, no, I'm not sad, right? But it's pronounced okay. Foroisk then, I guess. If I wanted to say KYS, I would do it secretly. Oh, yeah, okay, but I do hope that you never do that. Because remember, that's a mistake you can never rectify. And it's a permanent... I mean, the sayings goes, it's a permanent solution to a temporary problem, but I wouldn't say that... I wouldn't call that a solution to anything. Because you're in the community, I did befriend some, or send friend requests. Unless you don't want to be in the server anymore, that's okay as well. But that's why. If you don't want to accept, that's okay as well, then don't. That's fine by me. I do understand if you say, no, I don't want that. Just curious, okay, yeah. But I would understand, I know some people who say, no, I don't want to accept a friend request from someone I watch the streams of because I don't really know the person. I would be understanding of that, definitely. Right, I do wonder how many shinies I'll be able to get now. I mean, got the second Shuppet now. One adamant one, one quirky one. So, for example, for you, Kaiser Karmazin, since you are a Patreon, remember what the deal is. You can also get either one or both. So a clone of both or one of them. And in 10 seconds from now on, we'll see what I get. And let's see if I timed it correctly. Okay, let's see. Maybe that was a bit too early. What do I get? That's a normal Shuppet, yeah. Okay, so it's the generation... It's the starting from generation 6, so X and Y. That's where Shuppets shiny is really barely noticeable. At least in Emerald it is much more noticeable. I mean, I've could have seen that it's a shiny without seeing the sparkles. Can't say the same thing about any shiny or every shiny. There's some shinies where, for example, Natu or Xatu, I have to really take a closer look. Boy, it's already 22:50. Where does time fly? I also might mention this now, for those of you who haven't heard this. I will probably not be able to stream on Saturday. Maybe I'll have to stop the Safari Sunday a bit earlier than usual, because I have something I need to do. There, 1, 2, 3. I need to be brain, can't you talk anymore? I need to be somewhere Monday morning. That's why. Just so you guys know. Anyway, what's going on? I'm bored, so I don't know what to do. I mean, in my life right now, still looking for a job, still haven't gotten one. I'm in a bureaucratic war because I turn 30 soon, and they are nagging me because I'm at the moment still insured over my dad, and that will change once I turn 30. And I try calling them, and the line is always full, and once it's my turn, like they say, oh, there's 10 people in front of you in the queue. Okay. And once it gets to me, they just hang up. I have no idea what the hell is going on there, but that has made me quite angry. Yeah, so that, then still Italian courses, singing lessons. That's why my voice has been a bit coarse lately in the last couple weeks. She always makes... I mean, I've had some warm-up and training today. That's why it sounds a bit more coarse than usual, or sometimes my voice breaks, usually it doesn't. But otherwise, yeah, I'm doing okay. A bit more busy than usual, considering that I still don't have a job, but still got obligations to do. One time my friend and I were playing Pokemon, and they were doing the Masuda method, and I predicted correctly their first egg would be shiny. It was really funny. Oh wow, that is really lucky. I bet you thought you were some kind of wizard or something. Once hatch a shiny Charmander of third egg. Wow. Shiny Charizard is really a nice shiny. And Dratini shiny live on the bus back from a school trip. Well, that's nice. I also got a shiny on a bus trip once. That wasn't a school bus trip. That was somewhere. Where was it? In Spain, I think. Yeah, it was. So a tourist bus. I mean, if you want to hatch a shiny Pokemon from an egg, I think you've meant to say shiny Pokemon, because hatching any Pokemon from an egg is pretty easy. But if you want to do it with the shiny, there's certain methods you should do. For example, the Masuda method, or in Generation 2 there's a method where, because of the way the IVs work, or the shininess gets determined by IVs. Speaking of shinies, another shiny Shuppet. Alright. Why not? But yeah, either do that, or due to the way shinies work in Generation 2, if one of the parents or both are shiny, you can get odds up to 1 in 64, which is... I don't think there are much better odds than that, to be honest. Just looking if anyone has a... No, I do think that will hurt it too much. What about you? What do you have? no, toxin would be way too risky. Oh, that friend gave you the shiny. That's pretty kind. So I assume this one will also have insomnia. Yeah, okay, they all have that. Okay, I think it would have been better if I brought my I do have a Pokemon that has Thunder Wave. That would have helped. Oh, you meant shiny for me, yeah. So yeah, these. Okay, now it's using Curse, which can be dangerous, but I don't feel bad about failing this one potentially because I already have 2 of them now. And if I get this one, that will be the 3rd one. Okay, got one in a Great Ball, got one in a Dive Ball. Let's try a Net Ball. One. Oh, nope, that didn't work. Still doing that. Shiny only run, that sounds really, really fun. You told me that you were doing a shiny only run, yeah. Wow, Rosina gets wrecked by a level 29 Pokemon. Pretty weak, not gonna lie. Ooh. Ah, there we go. Got it. 3rd shiny Shuppet. Now I have one in every single blue ball that I can have. I mean... yeah. Okay, so... I'll check. Give you this one. It's bitter, but take your medicine. There we go. And then... where was it? Here. This one as well. There we go. Now Rosina won't have to risk fainting. And we can go at the shiny Chimecho again. Seem to hit the Shuppet frame over and over again. But level 29... that would be, I'll keep scrolling, 29. I think it might be this one, but it could also be this one, that's why I thought about calibrating, but with how many clones, as in PID clones that I have, I can't say if the Shuppet was this one, this frame, wait, no, wrong direction, this one or this one. I'll just take this one and calibrate with that and see how that goes. Oops, that did not do it. You have to click update and then do that, exactly. Yeah, go ahead and curse yourself, I don't need that. So yeah, so either I hit the frame 15,306 or the frame 15,312. Which I'm not sure. I couldn't even tell if I take a look at the hidden power because they're all gonna be psychic. And the IVs are all identical, so I can only go by level. And yeah. Since the Chimecho is on frame 15,308, I do believe that either I have hit 15,306 or 15,312. So let's calibrate with those two and see what happens. My funny thing with the eggs, my nephew, he once, when he was a bit, well, by a bit I mean a lot smaller, he had X and Y when it was relatively new, and he just wanted a Chandelure that he could use online. And he bred one and he accidentally got a shiny Litwick out of an egg, just like that. He accidentally did the Masuda method. And he got a shiny out of that. So that was pretty nice. accidental shinies, they do have their charm, definitely. I wonder where James is. He should be able to come. Maybe he has something else on his mind, or... I mean, my streams aren't the most important thing, right? Dominic ZDE. Hi there, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? The DE, I do assume that is from German. Do you speak German? But it doesn't matter if you speak German or not, you're always welcome on the stream. But I do believe that the DE usually refers to Deutsch, so German. I'm playing the game in German, so I am fluent in German. I would have no problem having a conversation with you. So yeah, until now, what have we got? The Spoink, a Schuppert, quite a few, 3 Schupperts actually. I speak German and I bought something great a few days ago. The Jara Toys 124 scale Chevy Camaro Bumblebee. Very specific, I need to Google that, but ja, wenn du Deutsch kannst, also ich kann's auch, ich kann es sogar fließend. Gibt ja auch einen Grund dafür, dass ich das Spiel in Deutsch spiele. Also ich bin nicht Deutsch, ich bin Luxemburgerin, aber Deutsch ist die erste Fremdsprache, die ich gelernt habe. Aber ja, toll, dass du es zu meinem Stream gefunden hast. Must be really weird for the other ones watching who don't speak German and I just switch from language to language. It's like, huh, what the hell is she saying? Always happens when I go to festivals or concerts, then I speak with that guy in French and that guy in German and that guy in English. And there's always one coming up to me and saying, how many languages do you speak? I mean, fluently 4. If you don't count fluent, then 6. Ja, der Toys gehört zu Dicky Toys seit 2019. Wie gesagt, damit kenne ich mich wirklich gar nicht aus. Ich müsste das sogar googeln. Das mache ich auch, glaube ich. Mal schauen. Jada Toys Scale Chevy Camaro Bumblebee. Also Chevy Camaro ist doch ein Auto, ne? Ah, okay. Yeah, it's a... he's referring to a toy car. I understand what you said. Oh, that's nice. So I assume you, I mean, I will answer in the language that the comment is written in. But if... I unfortunately don't have automatic subtitles. I didn't understand when you say stuff fast. Well, that is, yeah, I think that is normal. But German was the first language you learned outside of Luxembourgish, if I heard that right. Yeah, exactly. Ah, so you're actually much better than you think you are, see? You do understand what I'm saying. Yeah, it is, I mean, Luxembourgish is my mother tongue, which is a Germanic language, so... German is the first language that you usually learn in primary school, and then it's French, and then in high school you learn English. Ja, der Chevy Camaro ist ein Auto von Jada Toys, gibt's auch aus Kid aus Knight Rider. Ah ja, stimmt. Ich habe nur nie Knight Rider geguckt. Ist das so dein Ding? Modellautos, Spielzeugautos? Es gibt ein Modellauto, das will ich, und das von dem Volkswagen Harlequin, also Volkswagen Polo Harlequin, das will ich. When did you learn German? When I was 2 years old, because, or even, yeah, 2 years. I learned it before I went to school because there's not really any cartoons in Luxembourgish, at least not a lot. So when you watch TV, you had the choice between German TV or French TV, and German was just closer to my mother tongue, so I chose German. And you pick up on German pretty easily because the two languages are really close. Ah ja. Ja, wie gesagt, das Modellauto, was ich sehr gerne haben würde, aber wenn ich aufs Internet gehe und schaue, was der Preis ist, das Ding geht schon für, was weiß ich, jetzt so über 70 Euro, da bin ich zwar nicht, ich bin nicht bereit, 70 Euro dafür auszugeben. Ist schon ein bisschen teuer. Yeah, I learned German pretty much automatically. But if you weren't like me, then you would have learned it in the first grade, first year of elementary or primary school. Finally, someone who understood more than one language at a really young age. I got you. What was your second language that you learned? Ich habe den Bumblebee für 31 Euro gefunden. Ist das ein guter Preis? Wie gesagt, ich kenne mich da nicht aus. Ich kann da nicht beurteilen, ob 31 Euro jetzt ob das jetzt ein guter Preis ist oder eher nicht. Das könnte ich eher sagen mit alten Spielen wie Pokémon Smaragd, was ich ja jetzt spiele. Das luxemburgische dialect of German? No, it's actually its own language. Because our grammar is slightly different. Okay, let's see if that is the... It was Danish? Ah, yeah, true. That makes sense. Sometimes when I listen to Danish people speak really slowly, I do understand what they're saying. Not everything, but... At what age did you learn Danish? Was it also a really young age? Ja, das ist ein guter Preis. Die Modellautos von Jada sind aus robustem Zinkdruckgussmetall. Oh ja, okay. Das wusste ich nicht mal, dass dafür auch Zinkdruckguss benutzt wird. Ja, wie gesagt, ich bin an sich an 2 Modellautos interessiert. Diesem VW Polo Harlequin, den ich bereits erwähnt habe, und vielleicht auch so ein Modellauto von einem rosa Smart 451 oder generell Smart 42. Das ist eins meiner Lieblingsmodelle. Aber noch lieber hätte ich ein richtiges Auto mit dem Modell. 1 or 2 years old. You've told me that Faroese and Danish are very close, right? Hey there, James. Welcome back to the stream. Was wondering where you were, but obviously you had stuff to do, right? So far, pretty good. For an hour and a half, I didn't get any shiny, and I was kind of not demotivated, but I was thinking, I hope that this stream won't be the first Wild Wednesday where I don't get any shinies at all. And then I changed routes and I got a shiny Spoink. And then I changed routes again because I got all the shinies on that route anyway. So now I got 3 shiny Shuppets and 1 shiny Vulpix, so the Firefox Pokemon, not the browser, the Pokemon, right? And right now I'm looking for a shiny Chimecho. Die Firma Jada gibt's schon seit 1999. Also ich war mal in einem Spielzeugladen in Trier, da habe ich sehr viel Jada Modellautos gesehen. Aber das ist das bisschen das Einzige, was ich davon weiß.
Yeah, James, I'm doing the thing again where I switch between languages. I do have a German viewer in the chat, so I wonder when the French people will arrive. S'il arrive, je peux parler le français avec eux. It's nice knowing multiple languages. Von Yada gibt's auch Fast and Furious. Das würde mich nicht wundern. Das ist ja ein Film, der ziemlich beliebt ist. Somewhat close, mainland Nordic sounds terrible though, so I don't want any association, especially with the Danes. I think this is the first time I've heard you speak another language on stream. Are you sure? I think you've been with me when I spoke a bit of French and German and when I translated things. I think so. But it doesn't matter, right? I mean, you did hear me speak multiple other languages, not on stream, but directly in the same room, basically, right next to me, right? Isn't it weird that you're already in 1 month, you're gonna be in Luxembourg again, James? How time flies so freaking quickly. Alright, so 5 seconds remaining from now on, and let's see if this is the correct input. What do I get? Hopefully a green Chimecho. And no, let's say Shuppet. A normal boring Shuppet. So, hopefully the family from Australia, have they arrived safe and sound? Did everything go well? Der Ruf in Bitburg hat auch eine kleine Jadeabteilung. Ah, ich war schon so lange nicht mehr in Bitburg, ich sollte das glaube ich mal nachholen. Ist ja eh nicht weit von Luxemburg, ne? Also Trier ist eh so eine Stadt, da pendeln sehr viele Luxemburger hin, nicht nur zum Shoppen. Bitburg ist ja sehr nah dran, also. So, already almost 4 hours in. Still got multiple shinies, that's good. Uncle still has another 12 hours of flying left, but my cousin that he came with went hike 2 weeks ago. Oh, so went hiking in Australia or in the UK? I mean, I'm not a hiker, so I don't know which country would be better to hike in. Hat der Massen eigentlich auch Jada-Autos? Nur mal grob gefragt. Weiß ich nicht, kann ich dir nicht sagen. Weil ich ja da gar nicht kündig bin, ne? Also wenn du mich jetzt über irgendwelche Astronomie-Sachen fragen würdest, da könnte ich dir sofort Antworten geben, aber wenn es über Jada-Auto-Modelle geht, nee. Da bist du wohl der Fachmann, sag ich jetzt mal. Oh, went home, okay, not hiking. Geez, I remember when I took that 10-hour flight to the Maldives that I only could afford because we collected money for the wedding. That was horrible. I hate flying so much. Jeez. Being stuck in a plane for 12 hours, that would be ugh. I mean, not that you have much choice in that regard anyway. Best country to hike in is the Faroe Islands, not biased. Yeah, totally not. Actually, I don't know what the best hiking country is, because I'm not a hiker. I mean, my grandpa was. But that was because he also was a hunter in the Italian mountains.
So being a good hiker definitely was a big advantage, right? Ich war schon sehr oft bei Massen gewesen, wo ich klein war. Ich könnte glatt vor Nostalgie heulen. Ich war schon so lang nicht mehr in Massen, deshalb. Müssen noch mal nachschauen, wie lang. Nee, da war ich schon wirklich lange nicht mehr. So yeah, for the English speakers in my chat, that will, hopefully that doesn't bother you when I speak in another language, but should I get more viewers of other languages in the future, I will probably answer in that language as well. Habe ich sogar meine Cars-Autos hergehabt. Oh. Kann mich noch erinnern, als Cars neu war im Kino. Das ist schon eine Weile her. Hope to someday become multilingual like you are, Omni. To be fair, I'm a Luxembourger, so that's really normal for us to speak multiple languages, right? So, linguists are always interested me. That is good. But, I mean, you can still try to learn. Maybe what language would you be interested in? I mean, currently I am taking Italian classes. My dad, or my dad's lineage, my dad's family is from Italy, from Friul. And I have family in Italy, but because my dad never spoke in Italian to me, I didn't really learn it. So I can't really speak to a lot of my family members. Some of them know some broken French, so that kind of works out, but unfortunately not all of them. And yeah, I'm taking Italian courses, evening courses. Yeah, hopefully that will be another language that I know. And the other one that I'm not fluent in is Japanese, but that one is pretty hard to learn in and of itself because it's really something entirely different. I mean, with German, that was easy for me to learn as a Luxembourgish speaker, of course it is. Italian, my French knowledge helps me a lot because there's so many things in Italian grammar, or how the meaning of the word, or the where the word comes from, that I can automatically know, okay, when it means that in French and the Italian way it's spelled like that probably means the same, and usually I'm right, so that does help. With Japanese, unfortunately I'm unable to do that right. Forget if I've asked, but have you ever met someone who only knows Luxembourgish and no other language? Yeah, some really old people in Luxembourg, or in some cases some really stupid Luxembourgish people who were apparently too stupid to learn German. But I mean, they could read it, but they couldn't really speak it well. So maybe that doesn't fit your criteria, James. Not sure. Want to continue learning, improving my German, but I also want to learn French, Italian, Spanish, Mandarin, and Japanese. If that's possible in my lifetime? Sure. I mean, you just need to really stay consistent with that. I would suggest starting with German. That would probably be the easiest for you as a native English speaker. French, Italian, Spanish, these complement each other really well. So if you know one of them, learning the other two is going to be easier. Mandarin is really freaking hard. Same for Japanese. I mean, Japanese grammar is actually very easy. It's just there's so many kanji that you need to know by heart, and they also have over 500 ways to count objects. Like, you use another word to count objects that are long and thin as opposed to something that's flat like paper. And that is just so weird to me. I've never come across any language that had that specific rule. And these are all different, and you need to also learn them all like that. That is pretty hard, but it's definitely doable. I just need to brush up my Japanese. It's not fluent, definitely not. Maybe A2 level at most. Ich hatte leider meine alten Cars-Sammlung verloren. Oh, das tut mir leid. Ich habe 2017 wieder angefangen, die Cars-Autos zu sammeln. Ich habe schon 66 Cars-Autos. Das sind sehr viele. Ist da auch wieder wie mit dem Retro-Spielmarkt, dass alte Sachen dann plötzlich mit dem Preis super hoch werden? Also so, der Preis steigt ins Unermessliche, sogar ins... ich wollte als erstes mal das mit dem Reset machen. Aber bei alten Spielen ist das so, wenn man da... Oh! Shiny Kaimeko is here. Nice. Ja, was ich sagen wollte ist, bei manchen alten Retro-Spielen, wenn man die heute wieder nachkaufen will, dann muss man fast über 100 Euro blechen. Das finde ich richtig dämlich, ganz ehrlich. Vielleicht ist es ja auch so mit den Autos, mit den Modellautos, weiß ich ja nicht. My grandparents would listen to English rock when they were young. My family is based. Oh. So you're yawning, I'm yawning, everyone's yawning. I would suggest Faroese because I have no biases. Don't learn Luxembourgish, Kaiser Karmazin. It's not worth it. There's almost... sleeping together. Okay, that is... I'll still chuck a few netballs. Not net... yeah. Not netball, but... Jeez, I just forgot the English name of this ball. Nestball, isn't it also nestball in English? German was really easy for me to pick up on the classroom, so I think I can definitely... Oh, nice, got it! Wow, didn't even need to weaken it, great. So we got that one as well, nice. Immediately save. Definitely at least become bilingual. My problem is finding people to teach me in the vast nothingness. Yeah, I mean, if I can somehow help you with that, sure. Okay, so let's see. We got that one. Mount Pyre is done. So let's see. Mobile, new mobile. No, there was one route where I saw some Pokemon that I don't have yet. Baltoy, that is route. Route 111. That's in the forest part. Not forest. It's a desert with a sandstorm raging. Know what you mean with the languages. I have a friend in Spain who can read and write English very well and words from Spanish to English on paper, but when she tries to speak English, she struggles. To be fair, I have to say, English pronunciation is so freaking inconsistent. And that is one thing. Usually, why do they always call me? It's really tricky and very inconsistent, and that is one thing. Usually I say that English was one of the easiest languages that I learned, but the pronunciation thing, that is really annoying. I would learn Luxembourgish because it's a small language when I'm first doing Icelandic. Yeah, good luck with Luxembourgish, but yeah. I think doing Icelandic first would be good. Right, so Baltoy would be... Still have my adamant one, and that is a good nature, so keep it that. Let's go for this frame. 15,166. Learn German in school, so Icelandic still has to wait. Ah, okay. So maybe soon you'll understand the text of my game, or when I speak German to people, maybe you'll understand everything soon. Once I start resuming German, I will try to speak in chat, lol, and thanks for the offered help. Yeah, you're welcome.
Mattel bringt jedes Jahr immer eine Neuauflage von den älteren Chaos-Modellen. Ich besitze sogar die 2023er Version von Miles Axelrod. Kenne ich jetzt nicht. Mit offener Motorhaube. Ich bin auch Sammlerin, aber jetzt nicht für Modellautos, eher Retro-Spiele. I mean, she can translate words from Spanish to English on paper, but still when she speaks it out loud, she can't. That's why she won't come to London until she can speak the language. Okay, I see. I do have that with Japanese a bit, then I can read it, but then I have to think about how do I say that, and then nothing comes out of my mouth. I really need to refresh my Japanese. But at least, I mean, I do understand a little bit when I watch anime without subtitles, and I am able to read hiragana and katakana, so there's that. English pronunciations are as consistent as the beliefs of a politician. Yeah, pretty much. That's an accurate assessment. But yeah, when I learn a new language, usually reading comes first. I first learn how to read it, then I learn how to write it, and speaking is usually the last thing I learn. So, reading and listening, that's usually what I learn first. And for some reason, speaking is the last barrier that I face when I learn a new language, so don't really feel too confident speaking Italian right now. To be fair, the classes that I'm taking are A1 level, so that's the lowest language level. If you don't know, language levels are usually divided in A, B, or C. So with A, that's beginner. A1 is really the bare minimum. A2 is a little bit more than that. B1 and B2, that's more advanced. And I would say you're fluent when you know a language in C1. At least. So C2 would be like mother tongue level. So yeah, my Luxembourgish, my German, my French are in the C level. My English as well, I would say. Sometimes I mean, I do have an accent, but an accent doesn't mean you're not fluent, right? But for Italian and Japanese, I can't say the same thing. Want to learn Italian first, and also I planned on learning Spanish and Portuguese as well in my life. And also learning languages keeps your brain fit. It's really good for you. There's enough studies showing how it's good for your mental development, and apparently if you stick to it long enough, you can actually not prevent, but maybe lower the risk of developing dementia or something like that. English, yeah, that or what I read that. That's when you look at your program and then at the chat and then you think, wait, did I miss anything? I'll be going now, it's late. Well, thank you for being part of the stream, Human Name, and good night. See you on Saturday. I'll also, there we go, shiny Baltoy first try, nice. Wait, does that one, when does it learn? I do know it can explode, that would be very unfortunate. It's level 19. Okay, so it cannot explode, that's good. Phew! One for the accent wouldn't really be able to tell that you aren't a native English speaker. Oh, thank you. I mean, I can also say thanks to my husband since he helped me a lot. He was basically the person I could speak English to without any, let's say, judgment or anything like that. He's also Luxembourgish, but his mother is, so my mother-in-law is Scottish.
So when he speaks English, he has a Scottish accent. Okay, so that went pretty quickly, first try. Okay, so I would say a netball would look nice. What do you guys think? Because of the teal highlights. I'll try. So human name, there's a shiny before you go to bed. Alright, good night. See you soon. There we go, another shiny card. How was your English when you first met? I mean, when I first met my husband, I was a toddler, and so was he, so my English was pretty much non-existent. If that answers your question, I did learn English very quickly. Like, I started out from basically 0 to very fluent within 1 year. When I was like 12 years old. Okay, so 112. No, that's not interesting. 113, 114. Survive I already have. Nuzleaf. Do I even get a Nuzleaf? No. Without? No. That is not so nice. Lombre. It's a bit late. I'll check what other 115 I've already checked. Oh yeah, Route 116. That's right. Oops. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh well. When you first got together with him, I meant sorry. I mean, because of him, was pretty good. I would say B level. Oh wait, I can't escape now? Oh, I can actually, because that Pokemon usually has a ability that prevents escaping. So Route 116 is here. Let's go for Shiny Skitty. So I have to use a synchronizer, that's no problem. Oh, that frame again, I've already hit that frame multiple times today. And someone is calling me again, Carl. And you lost, oh well. Oh, what am I doing? That is Route 104. Oh, there, Route 116 is to the right. Not here, one up north, and then, yeah, there we go. So we'll save, and hopefully we'll get a Shiny Skitty. Just like when people judge others for not knowing a language well. Yeah, I'm really, just judging people for stupid things like that. At least they are trying to learn another language, so I don't think it's really fair to judge. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if they go through the process of learning a whole new language, which, by the way, is much harder to do if you're a fully grown adult than if you are a child. So I don't understand why. I mean, I've gotten SHIT for my accent, which doesn't make any sense at all. Of course I'm gonna have an accent. I mean, I'm not a native English speaker, and I'd like them to speak Luxembourgish, because that will not sound good at all, that I can tell you. Definitely. Wait, I have to thank my husband for. I mean, I already did, right? But because of him, I learned English really, really quickly. And it's one of the most useful languages that I know. French is useful to know in Europe, but I've been to places where I couldn't use my French at all. But then when I found a French person in the wild, so to say, and they noticed that I could speak to them, they opened up to me, and they were much more clingy. They were like, oh my god, finally someone who understands me. Because usually there's a joke going around in Luxembourg about French people. And it goes like this. I've already told it on stream, but I'll do it again in case any of you haven't heard it before. How do you call a person who speaks multiple languages? A polyglot. How do you call a person who speaks 2 languages? That would be bilingual. How do you call a person who speaks only 1 language? That would be a French person. That is the joke, because usually it's a stereotype that French people refuse to learn other languages. To some extent that stereotype is true. But only to, I mean, there's certainly some Luxembourgish people who could really use some French courses, definitely. But I do not understand when people refuse to learn English in Europe, because that's just a language that can really help, especially if you're abroad. So, pour les Français entre eux, c'est pas une attaque personnelle contre vous. Pas du tout. C'est une blague stupide, c'est tout. So I just said that to French people. Don't take it too seriously. It's just a stupid joke. I did say that joke once and I offended a French person. That wasn't my goal. But come on, you have to take a joke like that. I mean, I keep joking that Luxembourgish people are pretty stupid, which... Okay, I don't have solid evidence, but only anecdotal evidence, but I do have the feeling that the average Luxembourger has killed his last brain cells with alcohol. Sometimes it really seems to be that to be the case. Or because they think that they're Luxembourgish, that they think they are automatically smarter, more educated than other Europeans, which no, definitely not the case. Generally, I don't like it when people take broad strokes and they just say, okay, this category of people is like this, and that's it. No nuance. Don't know what that is, probably. Okay, do I get a Skitty first try or not? No, that is a Ninkada or Ninsada. I'm actually not sure how to pronounce that. So let's see. Not gonna do too many resets. It is getting late, and I mean in about 20 minutes, not Wednesday anymore, where I am, right? So I think I'll stream for about 20 minutes and then I'm gonna hit the hay. Also, I realized quite recently that I watched your old YouTube videos years and years ago before Sun and Moon came out. Oh, so you're an OG fan. That's really nice. Yeah, I will do countdowns again, but the format really needs to be thought over, and I think there's a lot of points where I can make much better videos, honestly. So yeah, as I said before, I'm planning to do a countdown for Halloween. Actually, multiple things on Halloween, so videos are a bit longer and not live stream. They will have a premiere, of course. I do like that premiere function on YouTube. That is a nice touch. Is it normal that I have to keep pressing the reset button on the SNES just to get the game to work, or am I doing something active? Sometimes the... I mean, have you cleaned the contacts of your SNES games? Maybe do that with some alcohol. Not booze to drink, right? Cleaning alcohol. Didn't even realize till I looked at your videos and noticed I had like two of them. I also have another fan here who's called Random Account. She's also one of my older fans, let's say, or longer fans. Well, she's been a fan for longer. She's also sometimes in my streams. accidentally not active. Ah, okay. But no, sometimes old consoles have that. That's just a thing that can happen. I mean, the SNES is older than I am, right? And I'm already a relic of the last millennium. Okay, that makes me sound like I'm thousands of years old, but you do know what I mean. People are shocked when they hear that I turned 30, because I don't look 30, definitely not, which is a plus in a way. But I do think that people place too much importance on youth or looking young. But yeah, she did realize that it was me, I think because of the of my voice. She recognized me speaking. Adamant is actually not a bad nature for Skitty, but it's not like Skitty is good in any generation. Which is very unfortunate, breaks my heart, because I actually really like Skitty and Delcatty. They're one of my favorite Pokemon, but I mean, they're pink and they're cats. That's already two things I absolutely love. But they're really bad competitive, which hurts my soul. I want them to be good. I want to use my pink kitty cat. Sadly never subscribed until my first stream a week or so ago, but those videos are probably the reason the channel was recommended to me. Yeah, that could be a possibility, definitely. But I'm glad you found me again. That is nice. I hope that you get a lot of entertainment out of that. And we have 2 patrons in the chat right now, James and... Ooh, no, that was way too early. What the heck did I think of? Okay, do it again. 3, 4, 5, 6. James Carson and Kaiser Karmazin are my first 2 patrons. So, shout out to those 2. When I do videos and I'll have the obligatory "here are my patrons," then you guys are going to appear. Of course, if you don't want that, then do notify me. I do respect the wishes and requests of these people, obviously. Right, I do wonder if I get the Skitty still, or I think I'll do 1 or 2 resets and then I think I'm gonna call it a day. I did lose a lot of subscribers. I don't know if that was the case because there have been bots, or if just some people didn't like what I was doing now and they unsubscribe, which, yeah, that sometimes that happens. Although I did want to do the RNG manipulation and live streaming because that is the fastest or the quickest thing I can do right now. I don't know where my I had a video editing program and I don't have it installed on this computer, and I'm still looking for the CD. I don't know where I put it. So for now I sadly have to set video editing a bit aside, which is a shame. I want to get back into that. Still have to find that program. Buying a new one, that would be a bit too expensive at the moment. It's funny how things go like that. I do remember that some viewers told me that they watched me when they were children and now they're adults. or late teens. I'm getting... When I'm silent, that usually means I'm pretty tired. But I'll try to... Oh wait, what the... I did it with the calibration, even though that was a mistake. And yet I still got some shinies, even though the calibration was set the wrong way. Funny how that sometimes still works out in the end. If you haven't seen Shiny Skitty before, it's more reddish pink than the bright pink. It usually is. Okay, let's see after these. I think I'll do, I'll check this reset with the wrongly set calibration, or the calibration I forgot to turn off. And then, if this doesn't give me a shiny, I think that will be it. Let's see, put the calibration on 0 because I don't really need it right now. It was probably 13 when I watched last. No, I'm 20, yeah. Okay, so let's do one last reset. And hope that this will hopefully give me a shiny Skitty. I've had the swarming thing before, so I do know that it appears here. And if I don't get it today, I'd be ready to start the next Wild Wednesday off where we last were. So that would have been, or would be, Route 116. And then maybe we can go back underwater and see if this time I'll finally get these shinies. There's still Route 117 that I also want to go to. Illumise I don't have as a shiny. Let's see if I can get early ones with Quirky. No. What about Volbeat? Okay, no Quirky Volbeats. It's a shame. Adamant ones? Yeah, I do get an Adamant one. Exactly the same frame as the shiny Skitty. Seedot, I don't think... Yeah, I don't get Seedot at all. 118, I already have every single shiny on that list. Same for Route 119. Let's see, 120. Unfortunately, you don't see the drop-down menu. I do see a drop-down menu when I click on Pokemon, where you can select which Pokemon you're looking for. No, 130, that's the why not, but that is that mysterious island. I cannot go there, unfortunately. Seafloor Cavern, that's just bats, more bats. Sveela I already have. Snorunt I could get, but I'm not sure if I can get it, because you can only reach Snorunt if either the tides are high or low, I forgot which one. And because the game battery has run dry, the tides will never change in Shoal Cave, so I have to hope, and yeah, I have to hope that the tides allow me to get Snorunt. If they do, then I can, and I will shiny hunt that one as well. Let me see if I can also get a quirky one. No, just an adamant one. Okay, that's fine. Sky Pillar, I can do Banette.
Haven't gotten Banette yet. Very weird about the shinies I catch. Like, if I encounter a random shiny, I always catch it, but I only actually hunt for very specific Pokemon for some reason. Yeah, I do know what you're referring to. Altaria I already have as a shiny. Laron, Mawile I also already have. Oh, that's it. If not Artisan Cave, getting a quirky shiny Smeargle. What do I have? Cave of Origin I can't enter anymore. Fiery Path I would like to get a Coughing, but I don't think... Oh, I can actually. Oh wait, I already got one. Forgot. Even Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. Well, let's see what this last one will give me. Hopefully a shiny kitty cat. Let's see. Drum roll. And... no. Okay, that's not a problem. Let's go to the PC and check out all the shinies that I managed to get today. That was not my intention. Sometimes I keep the B button pressed and then it just does a quick jump like that. Okay, so let's check out the wonderful shinies. Okay, so... oh, that's actually quite a lot. So 3 shiny Shuppets. This one, and this one. The male is quirky, the females are adamant. This shiny Vulpix, this shiny Baltoy, Poupons in German, shiny Kaimeco, and shiny Spoink. Well, that was pretty good haul, I have to say. Started pretty late, but still managed to turn it around. And as always, thank you so much for being part of my stream, and see you guys next on hopefully Sunday. Should work, but then again on Safari Sunday maybe I'll have to stop the stream a bit earlier because I need to be somewhere on Monday morning and I do need my at least 9 hours of sleep, so there's that. Alright, so good night and goodbye.